Now, this is case number 483 on the calendar in the matter of Gonzalez versus Stoddard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Gonzalez, it is your claim that Mr. Stoddard vandalized your car and threw a bottle at it, and you want him to pay some $4,000 in damage. And I gather from reading all of these papers that there was an incident involving a girlfriend of yours. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this the girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to start with her. Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Amanda. Amanda.
All right. Amanda, you have a last name.
Payne, P.
On what night did you allegedly have trouble with Mr. Gonzalez and his friends?
The night of the incident.
Well, what date was that?
I'm not sure.
What date was that? Sir?
August 26, 2004.
All right, now I want you to tell me your version of what happened that night.
I was outside talking to Sam over here, and I was going to go back into the apartment, and him and his friend stopped me, and they took me over to the pool.
He and his friend. Did you know them before that evening?
I had met them, yes.
So you were acquaintances?
Right.
And you say he and his friend stopped you. How did they stop you?
They took me by my arms. They grabbed me by my arms just like that.
Yes.
And they took me over by the pool area, and they were touching me and feeling me.
Tell me what they said to you when they grabbed you by the arm. Tell me what...
They had been drinking, so they were just slurring and just making rude comments to me, saying, you're going to come over here and, you know, we're going to do this and that. And I had hollered for Sam. And
okay, so they grabbed you and pulled you over to the pool area?
Yeah, we were walking over by there.
Well, as you were walking over to the pool area, were you calling for help?
Yes, I called for Sam, and they...
As you were walking over to the pool area?
Yes.
Before anything happened to you, were you calling for anybody?
No, because they had just took me by my arms, and they were just walking me over there fast.
Well, did you say I don't want to go with you? I don't understand that.
I did.
Amanda. Okay, let's keep going. So they walked you over to the pool area. Go ahead.
They had me picked up, and they were smacking my butt and just touching me, like I said.
And you were calling for Sam?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And they had told me to shut up, and they called me a B word.
Go ahead.
And then that's when Obed came over.
That's this person over here, yeah?
Yes, and he had came over, and he'd been drinking, and I said, Obed, do something. And he said, what? Like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And then he left. And then I managed to get myself away from them, and I ran back over to Sam and told Sam about it.
To Sam. Up. Sam, you have a last name.
Dyer.
What did Amanda tell you, Mr. Dyer, when she came over to you? Well, I want you to think very carefully of the exact words she used.
She was crying, and at first I couldn't get her to tell me. It was hard to find out what was going on. She started to tell me that these men had tried to grab her, touch her, and she used the word rape. At the same time that she had told me that, I saw the two walk past me to the car, get in the car.
And this gentleman was one of them?
Yes.
Okay, so they walked past you and they got into the car.
And then I went to the car to ask them if they were leaving. And they said, yes, but we'll be right back. We're going to the store. I went in to get my buddy, Heath, right here, to tell him what had happened. And I was angry. I can say that for myself. I was angry. I don't like to see... She was hysterical, very upset. And I told him what was going on.
You told Heath?
Heath. He was getting ready for work at the time. You know, I was excited. I was like, you know, I was kind of jazzed now, and I'm telling him, these guys are coming right back. This is what happened.
Okay, so they left. They did leave.
They had left, and they returned.
Do they live there in this apartment complex?
Obed.
He does?
Does live there, yes.
He does. So that they came back because they said they were going to?
Yes.
Okay. Strange behavior for people who were trying to rape somebody, to leave and come back. But go ahead.
Okay. I didn't actually see this, but I heard a glass shatter. That's when he later had told me that was a beer bottle that hit the window.
That he threw at the window?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The passenger then, he's not here right now, but the passenger jumped out, throwing his hands up, ready to fight.
Because somebody had thrown a bottle?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
There were three of them, one of Heath. Heath was approaching the car. As he was approaching the car, I went around the passenger side and engaged in a scuffle with the guy who had jumped out. I was ready, telling him to take a swing, which he did try to take a swing. I ended up taking him to the ground. He started to pull away from me, Heath was right there. They started fighting. I started to separate the two, the guy that is not here, Heath, and that other guy. And that's really all that I saw.
You've been most helpful.
Thank you.
Don't sit down.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, had you been drinking that night?
We had been drinking. We weren't drunk.
Had you been drinking that night?
No.
Had you been?
Yes.
What had you been drinking?
Beer.
And you?
No, ma'am.
Fine. So you were drinking.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was driving?
I was driving. I only had one beer. I wasn't drunk at all.
Who else were you with?
I was with my other friend and my cousin Obed.
Do you know Amanda Payne?
I do. I met her.
You want to tell me what happened that night?
Yes, ma'am, I do. That night, my cousin Obed had called me, and he said, hey, Miss Payne wanted to see me that night. I went over there with intentions of only seeing her. And
Is that right, Obed?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up.
And
Shh.
oh, sorry.
Obed, when did Miss Payne tell you that she wanted to see your cousin?
We were outside talking, and I told her that David was in town, and she told me to call him up, so I called him up.
Is that right?
No. I never wanted to see him.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are. I could tell that your whole story was a little bit smelly. But about this, I know for sure you're lying, because he's telling me the truth. You caused a whole lot of trouble that night.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
According to you, Amanda, this was a terrible experience. Is that right?
Yes.
Was she crying?
No, ma'am.
Was she screaming?
No, ma'am.
You know that I don't believe you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Gonzalez says he was assaulted and his car was vandalized by Heath Stoddard. Heath claims David sexually assaulted his friend.
Go ahead.
After that, what had happened was when I came outside, they were sitting over, my cousin and my friend were sitting over there with her talking, and she
Where?
called my name near the pool area.
Go ahead.
She called my name to tell, she said, Obed, do something, and I said, guys, leave her alone.
What were they doing?
She was sitting on his lap while my friend was standing up talking to her.
Well, what did it appear as if they were doing?
Sitting and talking, that's what I thought they were doing.
Okay. Was she crying at that point?
No, ma'am.
Was she screaming at that point?
No, ma'am.
When you came out and you said, guys, leave her alone, did she get up?
Yes, she did. She got up, and so did they, and I took them to the store to put gas in her car.
And then you came back.
Yes, ma'am, because they dropped me off. They had to go back to where they lived.
Do you know Heath?
Yes, ma'am, I do. He lives right across the breezeway from me.
You think Heath knew that she had said, why don't you call David and have him come over?
No, ma'am, because he came and asked me earlier on after the incident happened. He asked me some questions, and I told him she told him that she had nobody, that she was just staying with him, just to live there. She didn't say that she was dating him.
According to you, Amanda, this was a pretty terrible experience. Is that right?
Yes.
When did you contact the police, and can I see the police report?
The cops were called while the fight was occurring.
Can I see the report, please? Who called the police?
I'm not sure.
There was a lady that lived upstairs, and she called the cops.
Is that the only police report you had? This has nothing to do with the assault.
That is the assault.
No, this is what you allege happened to you. What happened to the assault on these guys?
I couldn't get access to it. I tried.
Did you file one?
Yes, I did.
When?
On that night as well, August 26th.
Now, what happened with these allegations, Miss Payne?
We went to court several times in Bethany, and at every hearing that we had, it got continued, and then finally they dismissed it and told me to go file in Oklahoma County because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. They thought it was a more serious matter.
Were you ever arrested?
No, ma'am, I was not.
There was never an arrest with regard to your allegations
Right,
of
and
sex abuse, madam.
I never went back and filed
Why?
because they had made a police report on Heath, and I didn't want them to go forward with pursuing Heath because I didn't think he was in the wrong, and I was tired of going through it.
When did they make the police report against Heath?
The same night.
First.
No.
You know that I don't believe you when you say that you didn't tell him to call David to come over?
You might not believe me, but I didn't.
Because you knew these two young men, There were other people around in the complex that night. If somebody grabbed you by the arm to walk you over to the pool area, all you had to do was scream and say, "Let go, help me, somebody help me," which you didn't do. Which you didn't do, because they would have heard you.
There were two guys. There were two of them.
They were not armed, madam. You knew who they were. All you had to do was scream, "Somebody help me." You didn't do that.
I hollered for Sam.
Let me see the damage to your car, please.
You want to see the estimates as well?
Yep. I'm going to get back to you in a second, Sam. Sometimes things are not as they appear. Now, you had options. Your option was, instead of going out there and starting trouble, you go into the house and you call 911 and you report an alleged attempted rape and you wait for the police, right?
Could have done that.
Is that the right thing to do?
That is the right thing to do.
Would you say that if I am correct, that Amanda over here asked Obed to call his cousin David, and she wouldn't want to say that now because things got out of hand that night, right? Right? Things got out of hand with you and with Heath that night, right? But if I am correct that she wanted David to come over just to talk, you would have been wrong to get involved with this, to confront and assault him, right?
If
the passenger in the car?
If she hadn't.
I'm saying to you, if I am correct.
If you are correct. I see what you're saying, yes.
How old are you?
30.
I'm older. What kind of work do you do?
At the time, I was a detention officer for a juvenile detention center.
And now?
Now I manage group homes for people with developmental disabilities.
Well, my job for the last 30 years or so has been to figure out who was telling the truth and who's telling a lie. That's my job.
Right.
So I have more experience than you do. So you have to rely on me when I say to you, she asked Obed to call his cousin. Now, if you knew that then, would you have confronted the passenger in the car?
Not in that case.
Right. Okay. Boy, if I were one of two guys that attempted to rape somebody, I wouldn't go put gas in my car and come back to the same place. That just doesn't sound right. Once I got in my car, I would leave and not come back. Say, boy, hope this blows over. Wouldn't you?
They may have thought nothing was going to happen.
Maybe they thought nothing was going to happen because nothing happened. That's a possibility, isn't it?
That is a possibility.
I know that Heath would like to believe everything that she says. It's not true. And what you two gentlemen should have done was to pick up the phone and call the police so that in the event that something did happen to this young lady, the police would have dealt with it. They weren't going anywhere. They had just come back. What kind of car do you have, sir?
1995 Mazda 626.
The estimate that you have probably is worth more than the car is worth. There's a lot of damage to the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We were about to leave home, and then the cops come over, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, here's these papers, sexual assault and battery." I was like, "What?"
She just speculated and made her own ruling, and, you know, she didn't even ask me what happened, you know, my side or anything.
Basically, she ran the game on everybody.
They're lying. They wanted the money, and that's what they're getting.
Her story was whack. Everything she said was whack. All three of them were whack, and that's what they get.
I just feel really bad for Amanda.
It escalated to fighting and beer bottles hitting windows.
I saw red. I was ready to take someone down.
Thanks, Judge Judy. You rock.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ramos versus Kearney. Step forward, please.
19-year-old salesperson Aubrey Ramos is suing her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old tow truck driver Tim Kearney, for a loan to pay a marijuana fine and for a cell phone.
Ms. Ramos, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You claim he owes you for some tickets that you paid off for him and a cell phone.
Yes.
And he says that he paid you for the loan for the tickets, and he doesn't owe you anything for the cell phone. Loans. Let me hear.
All right, as of 11/13 of last year, Tim asked me if I could pay a ticket that was amount of $600. It was for possession of marijuana, and I had just received a credit card at that time, so I said I would go ahead and do that. He also said he would pay me every week, $50.
And did he do that?
For about 2 weeks, he paid me, and then it was every other week, and then it was whenever he had the money.
Well, who kept a record?
I kept the record.
Let me see the record you kept.
I don't have, I mean, I calculated it on paper. I don't have any proof other than what the credit card states.
No, he said he paid you. So if he paid you and he paid you for 2 weeks and then he skipped a week and then he paid you the next week and then he paid when he could, somebody had to keep a record of when the payments were made and what there is. How do you know what the balance was? Are you guessing what the balance is?
No, I'm not guessing. I totaled it up and...
Well, show me from what you totaled it up.
I just kept it on a scrap piece of paper that I do not have.
Oh, okay. What else?
Then, February 21st of 2004, Tim wanted to join my phone bill, have another line on there. He said he would pay me every month that the phone bill was due, and that if we stopped dating, he would still pay the fee every month. He then decided to break up with me a month later, and he kept paying the bill for another 2 months. His girlfriend and I got in a confrontation over the phone, so I turned off his phone the next day. There's a $200 cancellation fee. He told me that he did not owe me any more money for the phone.
He doesn't owe you any money. He kept his end of the bargain.
Not at all.
Shh. Do I look like I need some help? When you lend somebody money, you keep records. Courts don't deal in guessing. Mr. Kearney says that he has, in fact, paid you back all but $50.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, he doesn't know that either. He's just making that up. You don't know how much he owes you because you're just making it up. Because if you had scraps of paper, then you would have brought them to court. You didn't. When you make a contract arrangement with somebody, even if it's an oral contract, you keep records. Otherwise, you're asking courts to guess. Courts don't guess. Mr. Kearney says he owes you $50. You can't prove to me that he owes you any more than $50. So you get $50 on the loan for the ticket for the marijuana. But now, as far as the cell phone is concerned, this is very, very fast.
All right.
He made an arrangement with you, according to what you just told me, that he would pay you each month for the cell phone. And according to you, he paid you even after you broke up. For 2 months, he paid the cell phone bill. And then you got into a contest, a match with his girlfriend on the phone, and you turned off the cell phone. That's what you just told me. So you want the $200 cancellation fee. He doesn't owe that to you. He didn't tell you to cancel the phone. You canceled the phone because you had an argument with his girlfriend. You had no right to turn off the telephone, and if you did and incurred a cancellation fee, that, Ms. Ramos, is your problem. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $50. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. Yeah, this is case number 493 on the calendar in the matter of Soderblom versus Martin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Oh, goodness gracious me. All right, which one of you goofballs rented this hotel room to have a party?
Yeah, that's my witness here, Your Honor.
This goofball right over there. Raise your hand. Goofball. Good.
It's me.
Perfect. And so you went into an unsuspecting hotel with a bunch of barely out of their teens goofballs, and they proceeded to wreck the place. Right?
Yes.
And now you come to court and you say, oh, yeah, you go figure it out. So I guess I have to do it because it's my job. But it's irritating. Do you understand how irritating that? Why are you smiling?
I don't know.
Well, don't. It's irritating. Okay. Where do you live?
St. Louis.
On what date did you rent this hotel room?
The night of December 23rd.
Why?
We were bored and we wanted to have something to do, I guess. We were going to play poker.
And how many people did you invite to the hotel room?
There's probably between 10 and 15 people there.
And what was the name of this hotel?
The Days Inn.
When you rented this room, who was responsible for bringing the alcohol? Raise your hand. You had to watch that in slow motion. It was really quite interesting. And what kind of alcohol did you bring?
Just Bud Light.
How much?
I had about a 12-pack or more.
12-pack or more. Did they make a 16-pack?
Yeah, it was probably a 16-pack.
They make a 16-pack?
No, I just called it that. I had about 12 plus 4 more.
So you had a 12-pack and you carried 4 bottles loose?
Right.
And what about you? What did you bring?
I brought a 12-pack, but I didn't finish it.
Just for you?
Yeah.
And was your 12-pack just for you?
Yes.
And what about you?
I had some beer there, too.
Did you bring any?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you raise your hand? When I said who brought alcohol, this one raised his hand right away because he's scared to death of me, which is a very good one. This one's not too sure.
I thought you were just looking at them, asking them if they brought alcohol.
No, I'm an ecumenical
well, I
abuser.
Did too. I did too.
What did you bring?
12-pack of Bud Light.
And was that just for you?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
That's better. Okay, so this is what the lawsuit is about. You rented the room on your credit card. There was some damage to the room in the amount of $360?
No, the damage total was $955. Myself and the defendant were responsible for $710. So I
You
paid...
mean responsible because you damaged $710
right,
worth?
because of our stupidity.
Yes.
And I paid him, my witness, his amount, plus the half of the $355 that he owed, because he refused to pay anything.
I wish I could figure out a way to really torture them better.
Well, you will.
You're right. Who are you?
Mary Burkhardt.
How are you related to this case?
I'm a friend of Richard's, and I was bringing him home that night.
She's the sober one that was there. The only sober one.
Who are you?
I'm DJ Felderworth.
What'd you do?
I was there at the party.
You were one of the goofballs?
Yes.
Good. Mr. Hill, I want you to describe the damage to the room that was done at the Days Inn.
There was a hole in the bathroom door, blood on the mattress.
From what?
From one of them going through the window and coming back in the room.
Yeah. Keep going.
Carpet extraction to clean the glass. Rooms got charged. Both rooms got charged because the mattress had to get replaced and the room with the window broken had to get replaced. So
you mean there were two different rooms?
The room that the window got broken in was not my room.
Whose room was that?
It was nobody's room. It was a vacant room. They were on the balcony when they were wrestling and went through a different room. It wasn't even my room, and I paid for it.
What else?
That's it. They charged for the room, the mattress, the carpet, the door, the window, an AC vent below the window, and the labor for the window.
And they had your credit card for this, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good for you, Days Inn. What kind of work do you do?
I work at Subway.
You work at Subway?
Yes.
You know how many sandwiches you have to make for $955?
Yes.
Were you the only group staying at the Days Inn that night?
There were other guests there.
How many times did somebody call, knock at the door, and say, "Could you keep it down"?
There were no complaints. We weren't very loud.
Except when there were fights.
At the end, yes. That was at like 6 a.m.
No, we were fighting. No, there was. He wasn't even playing poker. This side was playing poker of the room. This side over here was like a party room.
Party room, what does that mean?
Like a party room, like where everybody's just standing up, drinking, having fun, and then everyone's over here wrestling while everyone over here is playing poker.
Everyone's not wrestling.
So,
I want you to describe to me what you did to cause Mr. Soderblom to sue you today for your portion of whatever he paid.
Well, we were in the wrestling.
In which room?
In the hotel room, and we were wrestling. Everybody was, not just me. And then by the end of the night, after poker, I started wrestling too. I admit that we started getting into it. I mean, we had a room and there's 2 beds, and we're roughhousing and stuff. And then I said I was going to leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning. There's only 5 people left. And then he followed me out of my room. And
he followed you out of the room?
Yeah. And
is that right so far? You followed him out of the room?
Skipped a part.
Right, he missed something, but I followed him.
I'm going to listen
Yes,
to his
ma'am.
story. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then it's good 10 or 15 feet to the next door. And then he came behind me, and I grabbed him as he pushed me, and he like pushed me through the window.
Okay, now you tell me your version of how that happened.
Okay. I'll skip all the BS he was talking about.
Excuse me?
No, about anything didn't have anything to do with how the wrestling started.
Don't forget where you are, Mr. Soderblom.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What did you do being upset and after your 12-plus pack?
We started pushing each other, and he caught the back end of the window, and then I went forward, and I got a cut on my finger as well.
And later today,
the driver was there on time, and the car was
I'm telling you, the driver was not there on time. What part of that don't you understand? Are you thick?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brad Soderblom says former friend Richard Martin Jr. owes for damage he caused to a hotel room. Brad says a drunken Richard fell through a window.
Go ahead.
At 5 o'clock a.m., as he was leaving, I went to shake his hand. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, and he grabbed my arm and pulled me down on the ground. And then he ran out of the room thinking it was funny. I didn't think it was funny, so I chased him out, and we started arguing.
Well, you chased him out into the hall.
Right.
He was leaving.
Yes.
So the danger was gone.
Yes.
It was no longer a question if it could ever be considered self-defense. He was extricating himself from the situation.
Right.
By leaving. And you chased him outside.
Right.
Now, continue.
I followed him into the hall, and I was a little upset.
So what did you do being upset and after your 12-plus pack?
We just started arguing, and then...
Well, tell me about the argument. Were you yelling at each other?
Yes, we were yelling at each other. Cause
at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
When the other people in the hotel was sleeping?
There wasn't anybody else on the floor.
You mean you had the whole floor? You probably emptied them out?
Yes, there was no other rooms within the area where we were at.
Go ahead.
And we started arguing, yelling at each other, and we started pushing each other. And we were locked onto each other like this. He had his arms right here, and I had my arms on his. And we were wrestling, and he caught the back end of the window, and he went back into it like that, and then I went forward, and I got a cut on my finger as well. Because if I pushed him to the window, then I wouldn't have any scars or marks on me.
You want to tell me your version of were you sober? Did you see this? Did you see this part of what happened?
Yes.
Okay, step up. Tell me your name.
Mary Burkhardt.
All right, Mary, tell me what you saw.
We left the hotel room. From what I remember, Brad was already on the floor. And we said goodbye to everybody. We were walking out down the stairs.
Who were you walking with?
Richard.
So the two of you were walking together. You left that out. Is that true?
I don't remember her being there, right there. She was by the door.
So she was outside?
Afterwards, yes.
Go ahead.
As we were walking out, we heard someone rushing up on Richard. Brad started wrestling with him, and when he grabbed him out of natural reaction, Richard grabbed him back, and they fell into the window.
Okay, good. Sit down. Mr. Soderblom, there are certain generally accepted principles of law, and one of them is that if you can say in a civil action, in a civil case, and this is a civil case, but for your actions, this incident would not have occurred, I'm comfortable in finding that he's not responsible, just you. He was leaving the room, all you had to do was, and you weren't hurt, you weren't in danger, you may have felt marginally disrespected by him. However, probably you wouldn't have felt that way if he didn't have too much to drink. Everybody was roughhousing that day. He didn't intend to hurt you. And you were not at risk in any way when you went outside and confronted him. So you caused the damage. Pay for it. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I gave the police his information, and he was contacted that morning.
The next morning, I got a DWI.
They just told us that if we didn't pay for the damages, then we would be going to jail.
I think that if they didn't drink so much and not realize what they were doing, stuff like this wouldn't happen.
It changes your state of mind. You don't realize what's going on.
Me and this guy, we always get into it when we're drunk anyway, so. And then this time it just went a little bit too far.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Young versus Elahi, step forward, please.
19-year-old bank teller Chris Young is suing limo company owner Mike Elahi for ruining his prom. Chris says the limo was too small and over an hour late.
Mr. Elahi, you own a limousine company?
Yes, ma'am.
How many cars do you have?
4.
How long have you had the company?
This company is about 2 years.
What kind of cars do you have?
I have a sedan, SUV, and Excursion and Hummer.
Mr. Young,
yes.
You, according to your complaint, hired the defendant for a prom.
Correct.
And what kind of car did you rent?
I requested, he told me he had a 18-passenger Hummer limo.
Is that what you told him you wanted?
Right, he said that's all he had left.
Did you have a contract with him?
I have the credit card statement.
Let me see it, please. What night was your prom?
It was the night of May 15th.
And when had you reserved this?
I called her around the 12th, I believe it was.
Would you have been just as happy with the SUV or another car?
The whole reason we ordered the Hummer is because we had a couple extra people join our group.
What time was he supposed to arrive?
He's supposed to arrive at 6:30.
What time did the car arrive?
Around 8:15.
What kind of car arrived?
It was a 12-person excursion.
Did you call the defendant between 6:30 and 8:15?
I called the defendant at 6:30 to ask where the limo was.
And where was the limo, sir?
It was at the location.
No, he called you at 6:30, sir, asking you where the car was.
At 6:30, I don't recall that. I don't recall that.
Well, you don't
yeah.
recall that?
No.
Well, he does. So then you must be mistaken.
I talked to 6:45. I talked to the driver, and he was with the customer.
With what customer?
With the passengers.
These passengers?
Absolutely.
No. Sir, no. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here today. What's the name of your company?
A1 Limousine.
A1 didn't do their job that night, sir. They didn't get to his house until, according to him, at least an hour and a half late.
Well, it was an hour and a half. It wasn't late at all, man. It wasn't late at all.
You don't know that at all, sir.
Yes, I talked to the driver myself.
Listen to me very
directly.
carefully, Mr. Alawi.
Sure.
You can't tell me what the driver said to you. That's hearsay. Why didn't you bring the driver here?
What driver is no longer with the company. It's no
Why
longer
not?
with the company. Well, this job is about a year ago. I tried to find the driver, but
It's not a year
unfortunately I
ago.
wasn't successful.
All
May
right, well, then
15th.
you can't tell me anything, sir. I have to rely on what the plaintiff tells me. So the car was an hour and 45 minutes late.
All right, I have proof of the limo being late.
Can I see it, please? You still have this limousine company?
Yes, I do.
I would have suggested, Mr. Alawi, that what you do is to credit Mr. Young for that evening, or at least for a substantial part of it, because your company's not going to come out looking really good tonight.
Well, according to my note, I checked with
Here's
the
a
driver
letter from the Agora High School, from the principal, indicating that they received a distress telephone call from the parents of Chris Young, indicating that the limo, which had been ordered, had not arrived, and the students would miss the 9 o'clock deadline for admission. After conferring with me, the students were granted a half-hour extension of the deadline until 9:30.
Well, ma'am, they used the service. They used the service, and they were in the car before 7 o'clock. There was no way they were...
They were not! They were not in the car. Because, listen to me, the car didn't get there.
Well, they could have canceled the whole thing. Why did they use the service then? If the driver was late hour and 45 minutes, why did they use the service?
Where is A1 Limousine located?
West Los Angeles.
I wouldn't use them. Ever. When you have a company, and we're not getting to the condition of the limousine when it arrived, because I read that. When you have a company that accepts the responsibility of providing limousine service for high school kids for their prom, and you don't do the right thing, you have to be able to accept responsibility.
Absolutely, that's part of our job, you know,
Then,
to be there on time.
And you did not. And if you did not, you're supposed to be able to say, we did not, and it's the cost of doing business, I'm going to refund your money.
Well, that's not true, ma'am. The driver was there on time, and the car was
I'm telling you, the driver was not there on time. What part of that don't you understand?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but
Are you thick? You have pictures of what the car looked like inside? Can I see it, please? Can I see it, please?
The pictures don't
speak.
show any much of
Mr.
the
Alawi.
mess inside. But I have a witness that saw the inside of the limo.
Who was that?
Paula.
Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Paula Smith-Shamey. I'm the mother of his date. I was there through the whole waiting for the driver.
You were the mother of his date?
Yes.
That would be you. You look very pretty, by the way.
Thank you.
What time did the car arrive?
It was about an hour and a half after it was supposed to be there. And even when the limo did finally arrive, the driver would not take them. He said that he was being told that he could not drive them, or if he drove them, he wouldn't get paid. On his own, he suggested, well, I can take you down there because it's on my way back, but I can't bring you back.
Did he bring them back?
Well, after negotiating, yes, he did take them, but there wasn't enough room. The kids sat on the floor. 2 of the kids were transported by their parents, but it was still very crowded in there. One of the kids was on the floor.
Can you describe to me what the limousine looked like?
It looked like a party vehicle. It was leopard print with mirrored ceilings. There was cans on the floor. There was dirt on the carpeting inside. And it was basically...
Was this one of your regular cars, Mr. Alawi? That's
Actually,
the answer, yes or no. Was this one of your regular cars?
No, ma'am.
You subcontracted for this car.
That's correct.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, which was $1,356.25. Mr. Alawi, I'm going to tell you something, sir. You make a big mistake as a businessman. As a businessman, you certainly don't air your dirty laundry in front of 10 million people. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 516 on the calendar in the matter of Lee versus Beck. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Mr. Lee, the defendant was your girlfriend for a while, and you claimed some loans to her for car repairs. And in addition to the loan for car repairs, you say that you loaned her a car of yours, and she refuses to return it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You want the car back.
Yes.
The defendant says that you fixed her car because you always insisted on making sure that her car was in running order. There was never any discussion of her paying you back for fixing her car, and that you, in fact, gave her this car, and she is counterclaiming because she says that after she broke up with you, you broke up with him?
He broke up with me.
And also...
Just a second. That you came to the house, to her house, and you disabled her car, which you claim is your car, and she wants the money that she had to spend or will have to spend to put it back into running condition. So how long was this lovely relationship that you enjoyed, Mr. Lee?
Year and a half. But I think we broke up like 3-4 times in between.
The natural course of events, Mr. Lee. When did you loan her this car?
First of all, she had her own car, and this car was keep on breaking down. She had no money, so that's what I do. I fix car. That's, you know, my side job. So she has her car. She's always breaking down. Sometimes she helps me pick up my daughter. She has a daughter on her own, and this car is like unsafe. So I keep on spending money on it. I spent $500 one time because her water pump went out, so we did the timing belt, everything. I had the receipt. Then maybe like a month later, her alternator goes out. I fixed it. She said she's going to pay me the money. I said, I spent $500 on your car. Well, I'm going to go to my mom and get some money. I'll pay you back. She goes to her mother's house, come back with $40. Here's $40. I'm like, I spent $500 for... You know, she had no job, so I told her, when you get a job, pay me.
Did you live together?
No.
So she was doing you a favor?
Well, one night I told her, you spend the night.
Just a second. That doesn't answer my question, Mr. Lee. Uncross your hand. She was doing you a favor by picking up your daughter.
Yes.
And you didn't want your daughter to drive in a car that was unsafe, I assume.
Yes. And plus,
Is that right?
she had no job. I was paying her rent.
And
I was supporting her.
Just a second. You were paying her rent where she was living. How much was her rent every month?
$500 a month.
And how many times did you pay her rent?
I think I paid 3 times.
When?
2004.
When in 2004? Before or after you loaned her money to fix her car?
After. No, right around that time. June, May, I think it was August, I don't know.
All right. May, June, August, certainly after March, after you loaned her money to fix her car.
Yes.
And did she promise to pay you back the rent money too?
No, because she was helping me picking up my daughter, so she had no job, so I was helping her out on that. Is there something?
Shh. Shh. Are you working now?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. I just lost my job last week.
That's what I'm asking you. Are you working now?
No.
Is my question.
I'm not.
Well, your arrangement with her was that she would pay you back when she got a job. She's not working.
She never worked. I got her that job.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, sir? Even if I believe you that they were loans, and I'm not so sure that they were loans because you and the defendant had an intimate relationship, you were paying her rent, you were supporting her, and I cannot imagine that there was an expectation that she was supposed to pay you back the few $100s that you were spending to fix her car, especially since that was your business to fix cars. Now, let's get to this car that you say belongs to you, that you merely loaned to her. Tell me about that. When did you loan her your car, and what kind of car did you loan to her?
It's a 92 Acura Integra.
And when did she take possession of it?
June.
And tell me about how she took possession of the car.
She didn't take possession. She had a car, her car, always breaking down, that she had no money to fix, that I was fixing all the time. She said she'd pay me back, but she had no job, so she couldn't pay me back.
That's right. So we're not taking care of that. That's
okay.
taking care of the loan.
So I bought this car because it was a good deal. I fixed it up. I was going to sell it. But since her car's always breaking down, I told her, here, why don't you drive this for a while? But the training is not so good, so in 2 years, I want to sell it before the training goes out.
Just a second. So here's this 1992 car. You can use it. But in 2 years, you have to give it back to me because the transmission's going to go out, and I want to sell it before the transmission goes out. Is that what he just said to me?
That's what he just said.
All right. So you gave her the car. Did you also give her the title to the car?
No, because she crashed her car with my daughter in it. Her driving is not good, so I don't want to be, I'll lend it to her, but I don't want to be reliable. So I bought the car, registration, I pay for it, insurance.
Just a second. I'm asking you a question, and you're going to give me an answer.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's a 16-year age difference between the two of you. If the worst she did to you was take advantage of you for a 1992 car, I suggest to you, Mr. Lee, get over it.
And later today,
some choice words were thrown back and forth.
You told her, leave.
I asked her politely to leave.
No, you didn't ask her politely. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining soon.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Young Lee says ex-girlfriend Kristen Beck owes for a loan to fix her car. Young also claims Kristen won't return his car.
Was the car registered in her name?
Yes. But the pink
and
slip...
the car is titled in her name?
Yes. But she signed it. I have the pink slip. She signed it over to me.
Show me everything.
Show you what?
Show me the pink slip where she signed it over to you.
You're not letting me finish my story.
I'm asking you questions, Mr. Lee.
I had the pink slip. She wanted to see the pink slip. So I gave it to, well, I didn't give it to her. I went over to her house, gave the land, she wasn't there, so I gave it to landlord. You know what, every time we're breaking up, she comes back saying sorry. I think it's for the car she's coming back. Because every time we broken up, she gave me the car back. 3 times I took the car back, okay? But she always come back, sorry, sorry, and she wants the car back. So I'm thinking, this relationship is all about the car. That's what... It is about the car because she sold her car.
You may be right. You may be right.
She sold her car for $1,000. I told her that she's trying to give me $500. The car that she sold it for $1,000. $500. She's trying to give it to me.
Did you take the $500?
No.
Well, why didn't you take the $500? Because according to you, she owed you a lot more money from the car repairs.
Because I don't know what she was giving me that $500 for. I said, what's this $500? Is this the money that you owe me from the car and all the money that I spent, you know, like rent, everything? And she said, no, this money is, I sold my car, so I'm giving you $500 because you bought me a car. I'm like, wait a minute. I told you this the second time. I didn't give you that car. I lent it to you.
You did.
I did.
You did give
because I have the pink slip.
She has the registration. Car's registered.
She has the
in her
registration,
name?
but I have the pink slip.
Is the car registered in your name?
Yes, it is.
Do you have registration for the car?
You know, I don't. I have the registration.
Can I see it, please?
It's been under my name ever since the beginning, and he never.
Let me just see it. Mr. Lee, you should have taken the $500, sir.
Your Honor?
Should have taken the $500.
500.
June 10th, 2004, the car was registered in her name.
It was never in my name. It was the person that I bought it. It was his name. I never even put it in my name because I'm still working on it. After I'm done with it, I was going to sell it, but I lent it to her. So I told her, put it in your name, but when the pink slip comes, sign it. I have the pink slip already signed to me.
Show me.
Okay? Then later on, she wanted the pink slip. I gave it to her landlord. Then she wanted to break up, whatever. We got into a fight, okay? I wanted my car back. You want to break up? Fine. I want my car back. She didn't want to give it to me. Okay? Give me the pink slip. She said, my landlord has it. Why does your landlord has my pink slip?
You just told me you gave it to her landlord.
I gave it to the landlord, but she supposed to give it to her. But she's saying she never did. And I have my witness here.
I'm not interested in your witness, Mr. Lee. The relationship didn't work out. The rent that you paid voluntarily.
Fine. I'm not asking for the rent.
Just a second. Well, just a second. But 2 seconds ago, you said to me, what are you giving me this $500 for? I paid your rent. I paid your car expenses. What is this $500 for? The rent, the car expenses? Listen, it didn't work out. How old are you?
39.
How old are you?
23.
So there's a 16-year age difference between the two of you. She's a pretty girl. You liked her. She was helpful with your child. I'm not saying that she didn't take advantage of you. Maybe she did. But if the worst she did to you was take advantage of you for a 1992 car, I suggest
Your
to you,
Honor,
Mr.
it's
Lee,
not fact.
you gotta. I suggest to you, Mr. Lee, you have to get over it.
No, excuse me, Your Honor. Okay? The car is mine. I lent it to her. I have witnessed. Okay? I put it in her name. We got into a huge fight. I want my car back. She put a restraining order on me because...
Mr. Lee, get over it, sir. Get over it. Did you go? That's all. It's case dismissed. Put him outside. Listen to me. You count the suit's dismissed. I suggest you get security out there for them.
I wasn't surprised what happened in there. I kind of knew he would have done something to upset her. It was out of despite of the restraining order. Because, you know, like, I had this on him, so he just wanted to, because I wouldn't get back with him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Davison versus Scott. Step forward, please.
24-year-old waiter Ian Davison is suing his former roommate, 21-year-old draftsman Elizabeth Scott, for rent, utilities, and for hitting him in the face with a broom. Elizabeth claims Ian put his hands on her first.
Mr. Davison, according to what I read in your complaint, you and Miss Scott and another person entered into a lease in an apartment. Three of you were going to share a place together. Miss Scott decided to move out a couple of months early. She had a boyfriend. They decided to rent a place together. And you believe that she owes you for the 2 months' rent.
Correct.
As well as a utility bill for those 2 months. And in addition, it is your claim that she assaulted you when she left the apartment over a dispute. Ms. Scott says that she had fully intended to pay the 2 months' rent, but that you became so aggressive when she was moving out, it was unsafe for her to live there. As a matter of fact, it was you who were the aggressor on the final day of her stay in the apartment. She was, however, taken into custody initially because she hit you with a broom. Is that right?
I was never taken into custody, but...
The police were called?
Yes. I called the police.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ian Davison says his former roommate, Elizabeth Scott, owes for rent and utility bills. Ian also claims Elizabeth hit him in the face with a broom and gave him a black eye.
So what happened, Mr. Davison?
On the 8th of October, 2004, we had a meeting, roommate meeting, to discuss the finances, to figure out whether or not everything was in order. At that point in time, outside of her delinquency that month, everything was fine.
So you say she hadn't paid her rent?
Correct. We received a notice that said that she had not paid. There was $300 outstanding, being that I paid mine, Ken paid his, who was my roommate at the time. We figured it was hers. We asked her, and she said she hadn't paid, but she said she was going to, which we were completely fine with. And then I brought up the utilities. When I brought this up, she got real mad. She said that I was nickel and diming her, claiming...
Well, you're talking about the utilities that were owed up until that point, or the utilities prospectively for the 2 months that she wouldn't be living there?
A little bit of both. There was some owed, and then there was a couple of months when she wasn't going to be there that we were claiming she would have to pay. She said that she didn't think so. She
didn't want to pay for the utilities for the time that she wouldn't be enjoying the utilities, and only you two would be.
Correct. On October 9th, though, the day in question, she arrived to pick up the loose ends. Her and her boyfriend arrived. I was preparing for work, watching some football, and I calmly asked her. I asked her if she was going to pay, if she had been down to the office that day, and she said no, and if I could speak bluntly, Your Honor, she said, verbatim, none of your effing business. Some choice words were thrown back and forth. I realized that the argument wasn't going to be...
When you say some choice words were thrown back and forth, Mr. Davison, by both of you?
By both of us.
And when you say some choice words by both of you, I assume you meant that you raised your voice.
I did.
And she raised her voice.
She did.
Okay, so it got pretty heated.
It got heated.
And then what did you do, Mr. Davison?
Then I told her that I would like her to leave. She said that she wasn't going anywhere. You know, she was on the lease. Although she wasn't paying it, she claimed that she was no longer going to be paying anything. So I said...
So you told her, leave.
I asked her politely to leave.
No, you didn't ask her politely. At this point, you're not asking anybody politely, Mr. Davison. Don't, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, sir. So you told her to get out of the apartment.
Yes.
And when you told her to get out of the apartment, what did you do?
I walked into the kitchen and, confronted her. I said, you need to go. This is stressing me out. I don't want to go to work. All worked up.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is after you've been screaming and yelling at each other and using profanity at each other, you walked inside and said to her, listen, you really have to go because this is stressing me out. Is that what you want me to believe, Mr. Davison?
Not in those words.
Well, if I ask you to relay the conversation to me, I don't expect you to put a spin on it.
Okay.
Because otherwise then I can't believe anything that you tell me.
Okay.
Go.
I walked into the kitchen. I said, will you please go? Will you get out? And I said it angrily because I was worked up. You are correct. At this point in time, Nick was waiting. Her boyfriend was waiting with the door open. They had other things to go. They were ready to go. She had, her broom and her Swiffer. She was getting ready to go. I placed my hands on her shoulder, to escort her out, at which point in time she stepped back and she used the broom, forcefully hitting me in the eye. I have a picture of it right here.
Why did you put your hands on her, Mr. Davison?
Because I was hoping that it would, help her out of, I was hoping that I would be able to escort her out of the apartment.
How tall are you?
6 feet.
6 feet. How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". How much do you weigh?
About 185.
And what do you weigh?
125.
See how good things are? If you just keep your mouth shut? Tell me what he did to you in the kitchen.
Well, I had other things besides a Swiffer and a broom in my hand. I had a bag of stuff. I was cleaning out the hall closet where I keep all my cleaning and stuff. And I had all my stuff, and he grabbed both my arms and pushed me not against the door, but towards the entry of the apartment.
From the back or from the front?
Front. And then I pushed back, and the Swiffer hit him in the face.
Stuff happens. A 6-foot-tall, 185-pound man is not supposed to put their hands in an aggressive, angry manner, which is what you were at that point. Otherwise, you would have not left the couch for football. The young men in my family, if they have to leave the couch for anything, it usually is very irritating to them. The fact that you got worse the deal, as I said, stuff happens. Now, let's get on to the 2 months' rent. Mr. Davison, you kicked her out of the apartment.
I did not kick her out, Your
Yes,
Honor.
you did. According to you, sir, you said to her, get out. And when the police arrived, they actually put her out. Right?
They did. They said she could no longer be in the apartment without a police escort.
I am ruling now, Mr. Davison, that is because you put your hands on her in an aggressive manner and told her to get out of the apartment. And if she got out of the apartment at your direction, you ain't entitled to the rent. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. On the matter of Brody versus Koenig's Connect. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Brody, you went over to a friend's house to visit. You pulled your car into your friend's driveway, right?
That's correct.
The defendant also lives in the house. She arrived sometime later. It is your claim that she pulled her car right up to the bumper of your car, gave it a little bit of a nudge. Nudge? Nudge? No. Nudge. Thank you. Nudge is what I am.
No.
Nudge is what you are. Nudge. And she damaged the back end of your car.
Yeah, the rear bumper.
The rear bumper of your car. You wanted to pay the damage. When did this happen?
It was June 2nd.
What time did you arrive at your friend's house?
About 6 or 7 p.m. after dinner. We'd gone out to pick up dinner.
And was yours the only car parked in the driveway?
When I parked the car, yes, it was.
When did you see any damage to the car?
We came outside about 11 o'clock. What happened is that she had come home while we were inside, obviously. And we went outside, the witness and I, and one of the roommates who had her keys. At this house, the parking is a very difficult situation, so all of the roommates leave their keys downstairs and everyone has permission to move each other's cars. So we went outside and...
Because you wanted to leave?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So when we got outside, I saw that the cars were parked in very close proximity. Her front bumper was touching my rear bumper and it was dark out. So I had him move her car back and shine her headlights on my rear bumper. And as he backed up, I saw scratches and chips on my bumper that hadn't been there before line up with her metal license plate. as he backed off.
What kind of car did you have?
I drive a Volvo S70,
And what kind of car does she drive?
a Ford Explorer.
Big car.
Big car.
Did you speak to her about it?
Yes, we went inside, and one of the roommates got her from upstairs. She came downstairs, and I asked her if she knew if she may have touched my car, and she said indeed she had. She had tried to move it forward a couple feet.
Ludicrous.
I don't want to hear you yet.
I'm sorry.
She tried to move it forward a couple feet because she was sick of getting tickets for having her car hanging over the edge of the driveway because it's the city's property and you can get tickets for that. And she also said that she thought that people did that all the time, and she thought she could move it because her car was an SUV and mine wasn't, so she didn't think it would be a problem. And I told her that there was damage on my car that hadn't been there before, and I expected her to pay for it. She said that was okay. She apologized. She asked me if I knew how much it was going to be. I told her that I didn't, but I thought it would probably be a couple $100s. I offered to let her go outside and look at the damage. She declined to do that. I told her that I'd call her with an estimate. She said that was fine, gave me her phone number, and I left.
And did you call her with an estimate?
I called her 11 days later with an estimate for $307, which I have right here.
Why didn't you go outside and look at the car?
First of all, he had never
No,
asked...
just a second. I asked you a question. My question to you is, why didn't you go outside to look at the car?
Well, there's a problem with that statement, and that is that he never asked me to go out and look at the car.
Did he tell you that he believed that your car had caused damage to his?
No, all that he said was that, you know, I noticed the cars were very close. If there should be a problem, can I give you a call? And I said, absolutely. Here's my phone number. I knew that there wasn't any damage done because I knew I hadn't hit his car. I expected to hear from him if there was a problem. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 days later, no call. I assumed there was nothing wrong and that I was indeed correct, that I hadn't damaged his car. All of a sudden,
That doesn't
2 weeks
answer my
later-
question. Clearly, when he came inside and spoke to you, you had some indication that he believed that there might be some damage to the car. Clearly, because you just told me you waited 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So an intelligent person would say, well, let's go outside with some flashlights and take a look at it right now and see if, in fact, there was any damage. So I'm going to repeat my question. Why didn't you, at that point, go outside and take a look at the car?
Because he didn't say there was any risk of damage, and so I didn't think
So
there
you
was
just
anything
gave
to
him
look
your
at.
phone number because you thought he wanted your phone number?
Well, you know, he was kind of cute. You never know. Maybe we can go on a date. I'm kidding. Anyway.
I'm not. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $307. That's all.
Ooh, parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I'd just like to give a shout out to my E-Town girls, all my UMich girls, 6 Bart, and K13 family. Mwah.
Well, I think Judge Judy's big line is beauty fades, but dumb is forever. And as soon as her beauty fades, I think she'll just be dumb forever.
And now the next case.
All parties on Hugin Merrill versus Leyugan. Step forward.
46-year-old nurse Michelle Morell and her daughter, 16-year-old Jessica Hugin, are suing Jessica's former friend, 18-year-old student Ann Leyugan, for keying her car at school.
What is your name?
Michelle Merle.
How are you related to her?
I'm her mother.
And this was your car that was involved?
It's her car, but I'm the registered owner of it, but it's her
that's
car.
why you're here?
Yes.
Okay, but you had nothing to do with this case. You didn't see anything. You weren't there?
No.
Good. Have a seat. According to your complaint, the defendant used to be a friend of yours. She's no longer a friend of yours. You started dating a boy that used to be her boyfriend.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And according to you, that's when the trouble started between the two of you, and the defendant keyed your car. And this was at the school parking lot.
Yes.
So tell me what happened on that date.
I went to the school to pick up a friend, and she had decided to go with someone else, and so I was getting ready to leave, and I saw Ann's car at the end of the parking lot, and I did not want another incident like the first one that had happened, and so I turned around and went back to the school, and I got out of my car, and I saw Ann following me into the school, and so I just kept walking, and she's behind me saying that I'm going to knock your teeth out, and so I just kept walking into the school, and I went into the office, and I saw Ann and her sister walk by the office, look at me, and then they turned back around and went outside of the school. I was on the phone with my mom at that time, and then I went to the windows, and I had saw Ann and her sister walk by the driver's side of my car, and then that's it.
That's what you saw?
Yeah.
There came a time when you went back outside to your car?
When my mom and her friend had shown up at the school.
So you waited inside until they came?
Yeah.
And the reason you called your mother was to sort of escort you out of the school?
Yeah.
Because you were afraid of a confrontation with her?
Yeah.
And describe what you saw when you went to your car.
My mom's friend actually had noticed the side of the car.
Don't tell me what anybody else noticed. Tell me what you saw.
I saw that the whole entire side of my driver's side had been keyed from the front of the car to the end of the car.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Jessica Hugin says former friend, 18-year-old Ann Liugan, keyed her car and is denying the charge.
Let me see the photographs, which I'm sure you have. Okay, I hear you.
I just know that I picked up my sister once after I had my baby. My baby was maybe, I think, 2 weeks old. I went there to pick up my sister. She was with my former teacher, and Josh, my fiance, was on his way with my son. He's a witness to what happened, and me and my sister, we just went back into the school to show my former teacher the baby. I walked back over to Josh's car and I left, and I never even keyed her car. She doesn't even go to school there. She goes to an alternative school, and I would never key her car. I didn't even know what she drove. When I stopped being friends with her, she was only 15 years old.
Do you have any witnesses who were there?
Yeah, my fiance.
Step up. Tell me your last name.
Caps, Joshua Caps.
You are the father of her child?
Yes, I am.
What time did you arrive at the school that day?
No later than after Ann showed up. She was outside, and I saw her sister talking to her former teacher.
Approximately what time?
Like 2:36.
So before you arrived, you don't know what she was doing?
No.
So she was there alone with her sister?
Yeah, and Mrs., which was the teacher.
Outside when you saw her?
Yeah.
And after you saw her, you showed Mrs. the baby?
Ann and her sister came up to me right when I parked in the parking lot. They told me that they were going to run inside and show Mrs. her son, and they went inside and came right back out.
When you arrived, the girls had already parked their car?
Yeah.
And was standing outside the school?
Yes.
She came up to you in the parking lot?
Ann and her sister did, yes.
Took the baby and went back inside?
Yes.
Then came outside?
Mm-hmm.
Did you wait for her?
Yeah.
Did she leave with you or with her sister?
She took her car, and she took her sister. She was there to pick up her sister, and I followed them.
So she drove alone to the school if she was there to pick up her sister?
Yeah.
Why do you think that she would make up this story about seeing you going over near her car?
Because she's mad because I just stopped being friends with her. And
yeah, but her car got keyed.
There was a lot of people at that school that didn't like her, which is why she decided to drop out of that school and go to the alternative, because she didn't get along with a lot of people.
She wasn't there that long. She wasn't at school that long that day.
I don't know how long she was there.
Well, she didn't go to school there. She wasn't there for the whole day.
Well, I went to pick up my sister.
Talking about her. Step up, please. Did you see the car that morning?
Yes, I saw the car the whole day until Jessie went to school to pick up her friend.
When you say you saw the car the whole day, she left from your house to go to the school to pick up her friend?
Yes, and that's about maybe 3 miles, 4 at the most.
But you had seen the car?
Yes.
No question in your mind?
No question in my mind whatsoever.
There was no damage to the car when she left?
No. Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm not sure if this is the time to bring this up. We also, you were talking about Jessica being afraid, and that's why she went back in the school. We have an anti-harassment order against Ann for protection, and I have a copy of that if you want to see that. This is the one that
Your
we
Honor,
have filed,
I also have,
Your Honor.
since she's gotten a restraining order, she has been in my work asking for my new address, and I have affidavits of people that I work with.
And this is the court copy that was actually granted. And Jessica had a baby on the 21st of June and was in the hospital she was released on Saturday. And then she was home, so I'm not sure
I have affidavits of two people.
I don't read affidavits.
What?
I don't read affidavits.
Okay, well, I have them.
Okay, whether you have them or not, I hear witnesses. You attended a court hearing?
Yes, we did, Your Honor.
Was there a full hearing?
Yes.
There was testimony taken. Is
Yes.
that right? And after the testimony is taken, there was a protective order issued. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you have a lawyer?
I work full-time, and I'm a full-time college student. and I had to pay my rent. I can't afford a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the court made specific findings after a hearing. The testimony with regard to the application for the protective order dealt with two incidents. First incident, which we have not gone into today, which involves a stalking, threatening kind of incident, and then the second incident was afterwards, which involved the school. The court heard the testimony of all witnesses. How many witnesses were there aside from both of you? Any other witnesses?
Were, him, my fiance, my mom, and my sister.
The court found that the current contact between the parties was initiated by the respondent only, that's you, that the respondent's course of conduct appears to be designed to alarm, annoy, and harass the petitioner, that was her. Contact by the respondent with the petitioner or the petitioner's family has not been limited in any manner by previous court order, which means there was no prior restraining order. And the court ordered you to remain from making any attempts to contact her, going within 2 city blocks of her residence or workplace.
She doesn't work.
Well, evidently the court didn't believe your fiancé or your sister.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have to make a determination based upon the testimony that I've heard today, and the testimony that I've heard today that I find most credible is that you keyed her car. Can I please see an estimate of the damage?
Your Honor, I also brought an estimate for a rental car. It's the only car that we have, and at the top of the
I'm not
estimate...
taking into consideration your rental car.
Okay.
What year car is this?
A 93 Pontiac Grand Am.
93 car can be painted for less than $2,218. You can find a paint job for less money than that for an 8-year-old car. I suggest you do that.
Okay.
Bird, I'm not really good at this. How much can you get a nice paint job for?
I really couldn't say, Judge. Depends on what kind of paint job and depends on who you get to do it.
Can you get a nice paint
Your
job
Honor.
for $800?
Your Honor, excuse me. I don't mean to interrupt. I have another estimate here. I didn't hand both of them. I've got 2 different ones.
A little more reasonable.
Well, now you're talking a little bit better, $1,450.
Depends on how far it was keyed, Judge.
Keyed the whole side. $1,450 sounds much more reasonable to me.
Yeah.
I have those 2 estimates. You should have handed me both. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,400. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She slept with my ex-boyfriend.
I hope that Ann will just leave everything in how it is.
He doesn't say that that's his kid.
I'm just glad it's over, and I hope Ann will put this to rest and leave us alone.
She just doesn't even know who the father of her child is.
Get my car fixed, that's all I want.
I think that there's a lot of girls at Mount Spokane that hate her guts, and anybody could have done it.
If someone's gonna follow me into the school, more than likely, she did it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Yim versus Barbara. Step forward, please.
30-year-old clothing marketer O'Larry Yim is suing her ex-boyfriend, 41-year-old Patrick Barber, for the return of a computer. Patrick is countersuing for a separate computer.
Miss Yim, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends. Sometime in December of 1999, you purchased a computer. You already had a computer, but you bought a new one, a very expensive one. You say that since you didn't need both computers, you allowed the defendant to borrow it, and he had it in his possession for a considerable period of time. Sometime in the summer of 2000, you decided you wanted your computer back. Is that right so far?
Correct.
Defendant said, I thought it was a gift to me because I had done some work for her when she was on this trip to Cambodia, right? See how I read your papers?
Absolutely.
So what I said to you is, I've already put a lot of my software in the computer. Let me buy you another one. And he bought another one, a laptop, which he gave you.
Correct.
And on what date did he give you the other computer?
I would say approximately July of 2000.
July of 2000. And you kept that computer for a while.
Yes.
For how many months?
I still have that computer.
Which you accepted. Is that right?
Yes.
Then you changed your mind because you say that it wasn't as good as the computer that you had let him borrow.
Correct.
Is that the idea? Is that this case?
More or less.
So now you want the value or the return of your more expensive computer.
Yes.
Wrong. Let us assume, Miss Yim, that you allowed him merely to borrow the computer. That's not what he says, but let us assume that's true. You allowed him to borrow the computer. And when you asked for it back, he said, it's been a long time, 6 months or 8 months or whatever it was. I put my software in it. Let me get you a replacement. Mm-hmm. And you said, fine. And a year ago, he got you a replacement. And you accepted it. That means the contract is over. You took the replacement. You kept it. You've had it for almost a year. And the fact that you don't like it anymore doesn't mean that you can go back and get the original one from 1999. Do you understand?
I do.
Good, perfect. Case dismissed.
Oh. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ms. Craig, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you at a high school reunion. By the way, when was the reunion?
November 22nd.
2000?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you know her?
She is my ex-husband's fiance.
Anthony's my husband.
And you used to be married to her?
That's my ex-wife.
Okay, so this is not the fiancé. They are married.
Yes.
Did you know that?
No, Your Honor.
Well, they are married. Okay, have you ever had any problems with her before?
Well, prior to the incident, they had called CPS on me and fabricated lies about me.
When had they called Child Protective Services?
It was about 3 weeks to a month prior to that.
What was the complaint?
They were fabricating lies saying that I was a drug user and that domestic violence in my home. And the CPS had came to my house and my children's school and my work and everything, and they closed the case prior to my reunion.
Does your ex-husband see the children?
He sees the children on and off. He hasn't been seeing them lately for the past couple weeks.
Okay, so that's the backdrop. Then you all go to the reunion. I assume you all went to high school together.
Yes.
And tell me what happened when you got to the reunion.
I showed up at the reunion at approximately 9:30. I paid $75 just for myself to go. And I was walking around talking to my friends, and I was looking for this man in a blue and the black shirt. I remembered him from 10th grade. I wasn't sure of his name, but I was asking numerous people, where's this guy in the blue and the black shirt? Because I just wanted to dance and have a good time. Well, I walked outside on the patio to have a cigarette. I looked to my left, and I saw him sitting at a table. And I walked over to the table, and I said, oh, James, because we had name tags on. And he lit my cigarette. When I bent down to light my cigarette, I saw Maida out of the corner of my eye talking to two of her girlfriends. She appeared to be upset. Her girlfriends were huddling like over her, like she appeared to be upset. I just said to James, I said, would you like to dance when we go back in after having our cigarette? I'm really glad I came. I'm seeing a lot of people I haven't seen for a while, and that's about as far as I got. At this time, Maida approached me from the side. She got like this close to my face, and she says, did you even graduate? And she appeared to be, drinking, maybe intoxicated, I don't know, because the reunion started at 6. And I said, of course I did, Maida. And at that time, she pushed me down. I fell down. I was wearing a dress. I have a cut on my leg and injuries. I have photos.
Just a second. She pushed you down how?
She just pushed me down, physically pushed me down. I fell down and I cut my leg. When I proceeded to get up, I wore my hair down that night, and she had got my head into a firm like headlock, and there was big heating lamps there at the Mission Inn in Riverside, and she was trying to bang my head into one of those heating lamps. And at this time, because of the fabricated lies, I'm not going to lose.
Shh, just a second. Don't tell me fabricated lies.
Well,
just tell me what happened.
Well, due to the prior incidents of them calling CPS, I cannot even touch her, not even in self-defense. At this time, after she pushed me and I started to get back up, I placed my hands right here, like I'm not even going to touch you. I refused to touch her.
Why, is there an order of protection against you?
No, I just refused to touch her.
What do you mean? I don't understand. You said, due to the prior incident with CPS, I'm not allowed to touch her or go near her.
Because of them calling CPS, I was afraid that they would lie and I would go to jail and I would lose my kids if I even defended myself one bit. So I did not even touch her, Your Honor, not once. My hands were behind my back the whole time. At this time, James saw that I wasn't even defending myself.
Don't tell me what anybody else saw. Just tell me what happened.
He stood up behind me and barricaded me because he saw I wasn't defending myself. At this time,
Don't tell me what he saw, madam. Just tell me what happened.
Okay,
James stood up and barricaded himself around you.
Okay, barricaded himself around me. At this time, she still had my head, and she couldn't bang it into the heating lamp because he was standing behind me, so she was proceeding with her nail around like this, trying to poke my eye out, and that's when I got scratches in my eye and a black eye. And at this time, the security guards came running out, and she released my head prior to them running out and screamed, "Jennifer, quit hitting me, quit hitting me. She's a psychotic drug addict, and she's going to lose her kids to CPS," in front of my whole reunion. And at that time, I ran because I was in such shock to go find my purse, to call the police on my cell phone. Police came. There was a police report made. I left in the ambulance and went to Riverside Community Hospital.
Okay. Do you have a copy of your medical report and any photographs you want to show me?
There's the medical report. Did you want to see photos?
Yes.
Medical bills.
What are you showing me in this picture with your hands together like this?
That one, I was just showing that I had a bruise on my wrist from where I was holding my wrist, and also to show that I had all my nails on, because if I was fighting back in self-defense, I definitely would not have any nails on.
Okay. All right, let's see your version of what happened.
It was the night of, I believe it was November 25th, at my 10-year reunion. When I was out on the patio with my friends. We were at 2 tables. James was with us, and she approached us at the patio, and she asked Nancy if it was the smoking section. Nancy replied no, and she ignored Nancy, and she kept talking to James, who was clearly with us. When I got up to leave the premises is when I made a comment about, because I was shocked that she came because she didn't graduate from Norco. She didn't walk in commencement with us. And when I walked out, I made a comment about her not graduating from Norco High. As I was leaving, she pushed me.
How did she push you?
She just pushed me.
You didn't fall over or anything?
No.
She just pushed you with her hands?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And so I've seen her assault other people, and I was scared, and so I reacted, and I grabbed her by her hair, and I held her against this pole so that I could secure myself. And when she was kicking is when I had to use my left leg to protect myself from her right leg. When Michelle went and got the security guards, that was when they split us both up. She was kicking and screaming, yelling, I assaulted her, which is when she called the police and took the ambulance.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Craig says her ex-husband's new wife, Maida Kane, assaulted her at their high school reunion. Maida says Jennifer started the fight.
Ms. Craig, did you in fact graduate from this school?
No, I graduated from Buena Vista because I went to cosmetology school also.
Just listen to me. You did not graduate from this school?
No.
So what were you doing there at a 10th year reunion?
I went through Norco High through all my high school years except for my senior year, and I thought about it and I wanted to go.
Did you know that they would be there?
No, Your Honor, I did not know.
Well, did you know that they graduated from that high school?
I knew that she graduated from the high school, but I didn't know that she was attending the reunion. If I would have known...
But you knew that she went to that high school?
Right, and so did I.
You're not listening. You knew that she went to that high school so that there was a chance that she would be there, right?
Right.
So it was really rather foolish of you to put yourself into that situation where there was clearly recent hostility with regard to the children and your former husband and his fiancée. I don't understand why you even put yourself in that situation. It's really kind of foolish to do that. You don't agree with that?
Well, Your Honor, I wasn't sure whether they were going to be there or not.
Even if you suspected.
And I didn't want to miss my 10-year reunion. And I don't.
It wasn't your reunion.
Yes, it was, because I knew a lot of people there that I went to high school with. And I didn't want to miss my 10-year reunion, and I don't...
You keep saying 10-year reunion. It wasn't your 10-year reunion. You didn't graduate from this high school. I could understand you wanting to see people that you went to school with. But as opposed to going there with these people who you had a recent problem with, and you suspected that they might be there because you knew she graduated from there, smart would have been to say, I'll see them at some other time. Did you, in fact, when she came up to you and said, did you graduate from here? I didn't know you graduated, which is something you didn't need to say. It was a gratuitous dig, right?
Yes.
Unnecessary. All you have to do is walk out, right?
Correct.
Were you there?
Yes, I was.
Step up. Were you 2 people there?
Yes.
Then I don't need the husband. Sit down. I'd rather hear from you. Tell me your name.
Nancy.
Nancy what?
Farrell.
Miss Farrow, you were there from the beginning?
Yes, when we were outside on the patio and she approached us.
Tell me what you observed.
Me and Michelle were standing at the chair or at the table. Maida was sitting down. James was at a separate table by himself next to us.
James, the blue shirt.
The blue shirt guy. And I was kind of bent over talking to Maida when I saw Jennifer approaching us. And she walked up sashaying, "Is this the smoking section? None of us are smoking. We don't smoke." I said no. Telling her, like, "We don't want you here. Get away." So she still came by and stopped and talked to James. And then that's when Maida got up and made the comment
No,
to her.
let me hear. Come on. Let me hear the whole thing.
Well, Maida got up, walked by her, and made the comment about, "You didn't even graduate," or "Did you graduate from here?" And that's when Jennifer pushed her, and then that's...
How did she push her?
Just, not like to knock her over, but she touched her. And so that was enough to make, I guess, both of them upset, and they just
Oh, it was enough to
patted
make,
each other.
it was clearly enough to make the defendants upset.
Yes.
And then she reacted.
Correct.
You think, Ms. Kane, that you overreacted?
I don't know if you can overreact when you're scared.
Well, being scared is one thing, but you precipitated this.
I was holding her to defend myself.
No,
from someone
why were
that
you
I
defending
believe is
yourself? She
violent.
pushed you. Show me how she pushed her again. Right. Didn't fall over, nothing happened. But according to you, you know she's a violent person, so you defended yourself. And you defended yourself by throwing her into a headlock and punching her a couple of times.
No, I was holding
Punching her a
her.
couple of times. Evidently, she fell down. I mean, she has bad bruises over here on her leg. What?
Can I say something?
Sure. Why
About
don't
this
you
whole
both sit
about
down?
the whole thing and how it started.
Sure.
If I may. Okay. With regards to what Jennifer was saying about me calling CPS on her and having absolutely no reason and fabricating lies, I'd like to touch that real quick. Maida and I went over to drop my children off after we had them a whole weekend on Sunday. We pull up and she's out in the front yard with her boyfriend, the father of her child, her other child, kicking him, slapping him, slamming his car door on his face. And I told him and her that I wasn't going to leave until she let him go, because obviously he wanted to leave. She wasn't going to let him. At this time, my two children are standing in the park with 15 other kids that live in that complex watching this whole thing go on. That's where the understanding comes in. The minute she raised her hands, I wouldn't expect anything less of my wife than to defend herself against somebody that's violent like that. Not only that, but there's been lots of violence throughout the whole time that we've been separated and the whole time that I was married to her. A lot of violence.
That may be. Your wife should kept her mouth shut.
Well, that's true.
Okay. What made you think that there was drug use in the house?
My kids have both mentioned smoking and unfamiliar smell. My son's very nervous. He's 9 years old and he's still soiling his underwear. I have a tape, we have here audio, of Jennifer actually calling the house and having my daughter get on the phone and ask where the child support is, the child support money's at, telling me she's going to come over to my house. And then actually that night we did tape that. She did come over and she kicked my door in.
Sounds to me as if these kids are not seeing very good examples
Well,
set.
we
Where
have
was
a
the
tape
child
if
support?
you'd like to hear it.
Where was the child support?
The child support was pouring in at $800 a month. I'm only $10,000 behind on my child support, and I've been paying child support for 3 years.
$10,000 is a lot of money.
It is, and I agree with that, and I'm paying it back, as well as still paying currently.
Why did you fall $10,000 behind the child
Well,
support?
what happened was I changed careers, and I dropped down to making a very low amount of money that would barely keep me going. I gave her what I could, and I went to court.
How long ago did you fall behind?
This was 2.5, 3 years ago.
In the past 2 years, have you been current in your child support?
Yes, I have.
They take it out of your salary?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, can I just say something regarding about that incident when he was saying that I dropped off the kids?
Go ahead.
Okay, prior to when I was moving in that night, I had some friends moving me in, and they came to drop the kids off. Well, Joe, my boyfriend, was outside talking to them. I walked outside to see where he was. At this time, Maida flips me off, and I was like, what's up with that? And they're sitting there saying that I'm harassing them, starting a fight with them. I didn't even do anything.
So you're telling me you didn't have a fight with your
I
boyfriend?
didn't even do anything. No, Your Honor.
No, listen to me. You're telling me that you didn't have a fight with your boyfriend?
No.
I'm not sure if I believe that.
I didn't.
I'm not sure if I believe that.
And when I walked out, she had flipped me off in front of my children.
Maybe she did that, but I'm not sure that you didn't have a fight with the boyfriend.
No, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Ever smoke marijuana in your house?
No, Your Honor, I do not. I smoke cigarettes, and that's it. See, prior to this...
Shh, don't say see.
He had...
Shh, listen to me. Is what you're telling me that you've never smoked drugs in your house.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. He had a hair follicle drug test taken on me in court that I had passed. I don't use drugs, and he just fabricates lies because he has child support.
Her and her mother got in an argument, and Jennifer's mother wasn't allowed to see the children. And Maida and I had talked about that, and I said it's not right because she's done it to everybody in my family. She's done it to everyone on my side of the family, and she started doing it to her side of the family because her and her mother got in a fight. Her mother was the only stable thing in those kids' life at that point, and I knew that. I was only seeing them every other weekend and once a week, on Wednesdays, and I knew what was going on. So I called her mom and I said, hey, anytime you want to come over here and see the kids, you're more than welcome, blah, blah, blah. Her mother comes over and tells me that she knew she did a bad thing. And I said, well, what's that? Well, she knew that Jennifer was on drugs and went on the internet and got the chemicals that you need to put on your hair to wipe everything off your hair follicles. That was the first person that told me that. The second person that told me that was her boyfriend, Joe, because they were fighting, and he told me, he came over to the house going, I don't know how you dealt with it as long as you did, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, to be totally honest with you, I did what I did, and it's over. I found somebody I'm really happy, and there it is.
Mr. Kane, just keep a close eye on things. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. All right, now I have to get to this claim. Ms. Craig, let me tell you what I believe. I believe that the defendant said something that was totally unnecessary to you when she said either, I didn't know you graduated, or did you graduate from here? It was a gratuitous dig that was pretty stupid. I also believe that you pushed her after she said it to you. Oh, yes, I believe that you pushed her. I don't believe that you hurt her. I believe that you, as indicated, pushed her. Did you have a right to do that? No. Did you hurt her? No. And was her response to being pushed consistent with the threat? The answer is no. Okay. You overreacted, and you can't do that. I honestly believe that you could have avoided the problem with her totally by just walking out. Keep walking, right? Said not a word. You didn't do that. She's not responsible. You're responsible. I think that there's more to the underlying case here with regard to the background, what's going on in her house, but I can't get into that now. That's just a sense, which is why I said to you, just be vigilant. Do you understand? But you are responsible for her medical bills, and I believe that you are also responsible for some of her pain and suffering. I also think that you have certain responsibility because you were the first person to put your hands on her. I honestly believe that you pushed her first. I believe that because that would be a natural reaction by somebody who has somebody coming up right in their face and saying something that was nasty. You might not hit her, and I don't think you hit her. You shoved her out of the way. Did not require the defense that you attribute to, well, I knew her history as of being a violent person, so I defended myself. Do you understand? You had medical bills of $1,441.39, and I believe you were probably out of work for a couple of days. And I believe that you had some pain and suffering, and I'm entering a judgment for $3,000.
This is case number 276 on the calendar in the matter of Fabian versus Encinas. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Ms. Fabian, according to your complaint, you and the defendant dated for a long period of time, and you did what I've always admonished people not to do, which is loan money.
Yes.
And you made 2 loans to the defendant, according to your complaint, totaling about $5,000.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
He repaid some of the loans.
That is correct. He paid back $1,600.
And
that was 2,000. I'm sorry.
Just 1 second.
2,000.
Get to you. According to you, he paid back $1,600. He says it was $2,000 he paid back, and that the rest of the money was a gift from you for some reason that he will explain to me, and he also did a lot of work around your house. So we'll get to it. When did you make the first loan, and what was it for?
The first check was for $3,000 on November 12th of '99, and December 17th of '99, I gave him another check for $2,000, and both of them were a loan, and I have copies of the checks here.
I'd like to see them, please. What did he need the money for?
He had a business at the time, and he was unable to pay his bills. He owed money to the government for taxes that he didn't pay.
This is not made out to him?
It's made out to his business.
What kind of business were you in?
It was a food delivery service.
When did he make the first payments to repay this loan?
On September 22nd, 2000. And I have copies of all the checks.
I'd like to see the checks, please.
That was August 25th, 2000, Your Honor.
I assume you have a check?
Yeah. I have one check that she does not for $400.
I'd like to see it.
And the money I did receive from him, I had a difficult time getting. I had to keep calling him up.
Just a minute. I have a check here for $400 that you don't list. Would you show this to her? Okay. It's clear. You both agree now. He repaid $2,000, leaving a balance of $3,000. Right?
Correct. Yes.
Go.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, this whole lawsuit is a joke. She's doing this out of revenge.
Listen to me. Not interested. Start from, I stopped paying back the loan because.
I stopped paying back the loan because I already paid her everything that I owed her.
Explain it to me.
The first $3,000 check that you see was a loan for taxes that I owed. After she had received a settlement for a different case, we had been broken up at the time, she called me up, and it was more like a bribe to get back with me.
Your Honor, he's lying.
She had been trying to get back together with me.
Are you talking about the $3,000 loan was a loan, according to you?
That was a loan, yeah.
Let's start with that. The $3,000 loan was a loan. You acknowledge it was a loan, which means there's still $1,000 outstanding on that amount.
Exactly. I did $1,000 worth of work on her porch.
Explain that to me.
I had been working on her porch for 3 months, and she mentioned to me verbally.
When did you work on her porch?
This was in November '99.
Yes.
Because of the work I had been doing, I had just closed my business. I did not get a job at the time because I was helping her. She told me that I did not have to pay her $1,000 out of the $3,000 that I owed her.
I never said that, Your Honor.
Because you were fixing her porch?
Yeah.
Can I say
You should
something?
know.
It was 3 months worth of work. It's a whole remodeling job.
Did you live there at all?
I would stay there. I did not live
I didn't ask you what technically. Technically, that has to do with the IRS. I'm asking you whether you stayed there.
I would stay there once in a while.
Not once in a while. More often than once in a while.
I would live there and at my parents' house.
And at your parents' house, where you paid no rent.
No, I paid rent there.
Can I say
So
something,
just
Your Honor?
in a second. Okay. I'm not finished with him yet. So you're staying at her house where you weren't paying rent, right? Using her telephone, lighting your reading by her electricity, and fixing her porch.
Yeah, correct.
And not working anywhere else.
Correct.
So you had no more.
There was
you had
a
no
reason
money.
why I didn't work, Your Honor.
And why is that?
Because she wouldn't let me.
Wouldn't let you?
She wouldn't let me.
Wouldn't let you. What did she threaten to do to you if you went to work? No, tell me. I'm curious. Shit, don't laugh, please. I want to know what she threatened to do to you if you got a job.
It was more like an emotional type of thing. You know what I mean?
An emotional thing. Was she working?
At the time, she was not.
How was she supporting herself?
Through a large sum of money she had received through a different lawsuit.
So she wasn't working either. So the two of you were staying home playing house together?
Basically.
Basically.
I was working, Your Honor.
Of course you were.
Your
Okay. So you fixed the porch, and for that you want a $1,000 credit. Now tell me about the other $2,000 that she gave you 4 weeks later.
After I was not working, I decided that I needed to get a job because the Christmas holidays were coming up. She told me that she did not want me to work. She had a problem with me hanging around friends. She wanted to keep me to herself in the house, hanging out with her.
That's a lie.
Just a minute. Go ahead.
And out of stupidity, I know that now, I would go along with it.
So?
But I didn't realize this until I left.
So I guess she wanted you hanging around with her. I still haven't heard anything about $2,000.
Oh, she told me that because I wanted to get a job, she was going to give me $2,000 in order to keep me from not working.
And that was at a time
That was
when
a
you had-
gift.
Just a second. And you just told me that your business folded in November.
Correct.
Right? So you had no more business.
Correct.
Well, then can you explain to me why, sir, the check that she wrote December 17th, 99 is made out to the same corporation that the check of November 12th was made out to, Doorway Gourmet?
Yes, because I still had my checking account for Doorway Gourmet open because I still owed money to the Florida state tax.
Right!
No, that's true.
Right. So the money was not so that, according to you, it was Christmas time and you had to buy presents, and that's why you had to go back to work. Stop shuffling, sir. Much smarter than you are. On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day. So let me recap what you just told me. You told me that she gave you the other $2,000 because it was coming up to Christmas time. You wanted to get a job because I assume you wanted to buy presents and things for your family.
Correct.
And so she said to you, don't go to work. I'm going to give you $2,000 so that you'll have spending money for Christmas. Then it turns out that the check was made out to the defunct corporation that was no longer in business. And then you told me it was because you needed it to pay Florida state taxes from the business. Right? Is that what you told me?
That's correct.
Do those two stories they sort of go like this to you? That they don't make sense? Huh? You wanted to give the Florida State Tax Board a Christmas present? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Get a life.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Fabian says ex-boyfriend Mario Encinas refuses to repay a loan and refuses to turn over an intimate videotape.
Okay.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
What? I don't like stupid women. Stupid women give money away.
You're right. I've learned.
Okay.
I've learned. Believe me.
Okay. You know, if you're married to somebody, it's one thing. Even if you're married, you don't give money away. But if you got a boyfriend who can't keep a business straight enough to pay taxes from the business, you don't give him money.
Well, you know, at the time, we were going out for 3 years, and he told me he'd pay me back, and I trusted him. I realize now never to do that again.
Okay, well, he owes you the money.
He did lie about, he said that he didn't live with me. If you'll look at the checks, you'll even notice it's my same address. And also, he has a private videotape that we made together, and he told me that he has it, and he's taunted me about it, and I would like it back so I could destroy it.
That's a lie. I did not taunt anybody about that.
You have a video that she would like to have back?
No, Your Honor.
Where is it?
It's been misplaced. It's either been taped over or misplaced. I did honestly look for it because
Ms.
I have no
Fabian,
reason to keep that.
Ms. Fabian, comes under the category of life's lessons. I assume this video that you have has both of you on it or
Yes.
just you? Has both of you on it. So that it's neither yours nor his. It's something that belongs to both of you, right? So you would like it back because you don't want this potentially damaging thing
Correct. Yeah.
around. Well, I can't force him to give it back to you because it's not yours. Do you understand?
Yes.
He says he doesn't have it anymore. I have to rely on the fact that he is not total scoundrel and would not do anything to embarrass you. Because if he does anything to embarrass you, ultimately he's embarrassing and debasing himself. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000.
Thank
That's
you,
all.
Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy's seen the truth, and she's seen through his lies.
Revenge, because I broke up with him.
I was the one that broke up with him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Trudell versus Boyd. Step forward, please.
38-year-old salesperson Lori Trudell is suing her ex-roommate, 45-year-old hairstylist Kathleen Boyd, for the return of her belongings. Kathleen is countersuing for unpaid rent, storage fees, and damage to her home.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you and your son moved into her home. When did you move in with her?
In September of the year 2000.
And then it is your claim that she threw you out of the house, had you thrown out of the house sometime in January of 2001, under circumstances that prevented you for some reason from obtaining all of your property. The defendant says that you really abandoned that property. You did, in fact, show up at her house some 8.5 months later and loaded up a couple of truckloads of stuff. She wants to be reimbursed for rent that she says you never paid her, and for what she believes would be a fair storage fee for storing the stuff that she did, in fact, store over that 8.5-month period. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. You moved in September of 2000. Under what circumstances did you leave in January of 2001?
She had me removed by 2 undercover police officers, and 5 days later, I was given an order of protection saying I could not go back to her home.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Yes.
She was removed by the sheriff's detectives because she had used my car to commit 2 felonies.
When was that?
On December 8th. She took my car and drove to the home of an ex-boyfriend of hers and broke in.
How do you know that?
She told me she was going to do it because he had money, and she owed me money for rent, and she was going to try to pay me with money that he had stored in a beer ball.
How do you know she did, in fact, commit that burglary?
When I got up in the morning, my car was gone. I said to myself, oh no, Lori never got up that and took off with my car before in the morning. Sure enough, she showed up and she was dragging bags full of money, change.
Change.
And
did you have a discussion with her about the change?
She said she was going to take it to the bank and cash it in.
Now, did there come a time that the police came to your house?
Yes, on January 11th. And they wanted to question me about the incident in December. They told me I wasn't in any trouble. She had been spotted in the car that morning on her own.
Did you show them where the change was stored, or had the change already been cashed?
Change had already been cashed.
Did she
Your
give you
Honor.
the money from the change?
She gave me some money from the change.
And the money that she gave you from the change was for money that she owed you from rent?
Rent and all sorts of different things.
How much did she give you?
$200.
Were you arrested for burglary on the 11th of January?
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
What's the disposition of that case?
All charges have been dropped, and I have a conditional discharge for a year. The thing
well, no,
was,
all charges weren't dropped if you have a
oh,
conditional
I'm sorry.
discharge.
I'm sorry. The thing was I did use Kathleen's car. Kathleen asked me to do this. I gave her all of the money, and there was some jewelry that I did take from there that Kathleen wanted to keep. I was upset because it was my boyfriend's gifts to another woman, and he has forgiven me, and everything's over with.
Okay. And it was at that time that you got a protective order, is that right?
Yes, because...
I'd like to see a copy of the protective order. This protective order doesn't say anything about you being able to leave your property at her house for 8.5 months.
Oh, I realize that, Your Honor. I
Okay,
tried
I'm
for
just telling
weeks. I tried for months for a third party to get a hold of her to get my belongings, and she would not allow it. This is my brother-in-law-to-be, Patrick O'Hearn. He called her. He wrote her letters. She said yes, he could go get my belongings, and then she changed her mind. She would call him
Your Honor,
day and night.
She's lying.
Well, step up,
blatant lying.
Just a second. When did you make telephone calls to the defendant in order to try to obtain her property? When was the first telephone call you made to her?
It was about the middle of July.
July?
Yes.
Was the first time you contacted her?
Yes.
She is now required to keep your property for 6 months.
I realize that,
Why
Your
didn't
Honor.
you go to court in February for the return of your property?
I did not know that that was an option.
Your Honor.
When I was given the order of protection, the judge's secretary said, Lori, as soon as you get a place to live, Kathleen will give you your belongings and she will keep them safe.
Your Honor.
The judge's secretary, Rita, told you, don't worry, as soon as you find a place to live, she'll give you back your property.
When they issued the order of protection.
That's not an agreement with the defendant. When did you finally find a place to live?
I was in a shelter for about 2 months.
Yes?
April, beginning of April.
Well,
That's
what
when
effort
his
did you...
brother was trying to make phone calls with her.
No, he didn't start calling till the summertime,
No,
6 months
his
later.
brother, my
I don't-
fiancé.
No.
Just a minute.
Pat
That
was the
person's
first
not,
one that
Shh.
called. Excuse
That
me.
person's not here. In any event, Mr. Dell, she is under absolutely no obligation to safeguard your property for 6 months or 8 months while you find a place to live, and that is irrespective of what Miss Rita had to say. Miss Rita cannot make a contract with her, and you had no agreement with her. You did, in fact, get some of your stuff back. Is that right?
Mostly ruined. Yes, Your Honor.
Well, she is not responsible for storing your property. If you had an order of protection that was issued, then what you do is, the very next day, you go into small claims court and you sue her for the property. But you don't wait 9 months to do that.
I wanted to wait, Your Honor, until this case was closed, and the judge told me I could go get my belongings.
You mean until the burglary case was closed? That may be, but she is not a party to that. Now I'll see
understand
what
that.
piece of paper. You may have a piece of paper that sheds some
Yes,
additional light on
I
it.
did have her served by the sheriff's department.
Can I see the paper?
Sure.
Well, she wrote you this letter, and it was notarized in March, and it was served on you, and she tells you to come and get your stuff.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you didn't.
That was when the third party, because I couldn't contact her directly because of the order of protection, that was when my fiancé, the third party, first
He's not
called
here.
her.
He wasn't in the picture at
He's
that
not
point,
here.
Your Honor.
He's not here.
No,
Mr. Dell,
that is not
whatever
true.
stuff that you got,
You're
I would
lying.
suggest you be happy with it, because That's all you're going to get from the defendant. You can't make an arrangement with a third party, a judge's secretary, who says, I never heard of that. Just go, as soon as you find a nice place to live, you can go and get your property back. And she's going to store it.
My belongings safe.
Well, then I would sue her. Who said they would keep your belongings safe? Rita?
Rita told me. Kathleen told her. that
Rita
she
said she would keep your belongings safe? Rita
Yes.
said that to you?
Yes.
So sue Rita. Sue Rita. It's ridiculous. Now I'm going to get to your claim of rent, storage fees, and damage to the home, Miss Boyd. And let me explain to you why you're going to get nothing. Because based upon your own testimony, you were in receipt of stolen property. Based on your testimony, you knew where she got this change from. You knew she had stolen it from somebody else's home. And I'm quite frankly astonished that the police didn't pursue that matter. But that's up to the police. In any event, you got whatever money you're going to get. Goodbye.
Be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Olson, is this your husband?
No.
Who are you?
I'm the mother of Mike Olson.
But you and Mr. Rawls live together.
No, we don't.
Did you ever?
No.
According to your complaint, I understood that you have been a couple with the co-plaintiff for 15 years. So I assume that you live together. That is not true?
No, ma'am. She lives in her home and I live in mine.
That's probably why you've stayed together for 15 years. True.
Good one. Very good.
That's the recipe. Is that the recipe?
Yes.
According to your complaint, this is your son.
Right.
There came a time a couple of years ago when he was entering the military, and he had accumulated some money in credit card debt. And you consolidated all of those bills and paid off his credit card debt with an agreement that he would pay you back.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's some other nonsense about plane tickets, which is a couple of $100, which really is not something that I have to address. And you claim that he has not repaid that debt.
Not in its entirety.
Okay. When did he enter the military?
Approximately 2 years ago.
And how much was the debt?
Give or take around $9,000.
How did you rack up $9,000 in bills?
Just got a little wild with the credit cards.
Were you working at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you consolidated all of his credit cards and paid off the $9,000?
For the second time, Your Honor. We did it 2 years before that on the same situation.
But this is the one you're talking about now?
Yes, it is.
This $9,000. And according to you, over the last couple of years, he must have made substantial payments towards that $9,000. Because the balance, according to your complaint, is only $1,462.39.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty good to me. So he paid the vast majority of the debt.
Right.
All right, so I am concentrating in your claim on this remainder of the $9,000 debt. Do you, Mr. Olson, dispute the fact that there is about $1,400 left?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Well, tell me about why you dispute it.
There's only $900 left on the credit card that I owed to pay. He put $400 for plane tickets that they agreed to pay for.
No, I'm not talking about the plane tickets. I'm just talking about the loan.
The loan that I owe is only $900.
Is that right?
No.
What's the other several $100s for?
$1,438 was the last payment. There's the canceled check.
And what was the balance?
That was the balance, and then there was a $31 interest that I paid after that came in late after we paid the card.
Why did you do that?
He refused to pay. He says, I'm not paying anymore. The credit card was her credit card in her name, so it had to be paid.
Did you put his airline tickets on here too?
The airline tickets are on there. I don't know that I have all of them.
Just a minute. Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying you said that you would pay for airline tickets for him, and yet you charged the airline tickets on this card, which was the consolidated loan. Did you agree to pay for the airline tickets for him to come home?
If I might, Your Honor, I came home one night to dinner, and Janice told me, says, you probably should talk to Mike. He's really suicidal. You need to talk to him. I called him on the telephone, and I says, things can't be as bad as that, Mike. And I says, just be patient, and things, they'll always work out for you. He convinced me that he was suicidal. So at that time, I says, Mike, how much are the plane tickets? He says, $80 each. I says, your mother and I will buy you 2 tickets a month every other weekend to come home. And I says to his mother, if indeed this will keep him from doing something stupid, why, it's worth $160 a month. That was 2 months before he was discharged. That would have made us responsible for 3 tickets, because the last ticket the Navy bought when he came home. But that was on a Wednesday night. Friday, he's home with an airline ticket, of $169. He's talking
Mr.
80
Rawls,
bucks, and next week
Mr.
he's home
Rawls,
134.
Mr. Rawls, listen to me, sir. I understand what the discrepancy is. He says it's $900. The others are for plane tickets, so you want them to get the cheapest possible fares.
That's what he agreed to.
Now I understand.
3/8 is $240. We agreed to.
I understand. Tell me why you're so angry if we're talking about not very much money.
I have to tell you, Your Honor, this thing started out with Mike as a teenager. The first thing he does, he goes out in the neighborhood.
Not a teenager anymore. Now he's 22 years old.
Well, he cuts the tires off a bunch of the neighbors' cars. He cut the school bus seats all up.
Shh, listen to me. Listen to me, Mr. Rawls. You've had difficulty with him as a young man. He's 22 years old now. I wish my kids were as diligent as paying back as he was, you know, because what he owes you really is under $1,000 if you consider the plane tickets and why they were purchased. So there must have been something after he was discharged from the Army that caused you to even go so far as to take out a summons and complaint. I don't understand it.
He made $1,000 a month. He agreed to give us half of it to pay this credit card off. The first thing he starts to do, he runs down with that ATM card every time that you get paid, and he keeps sticking it in there, hoping, and quick as the money was there, he grabbed it. He'd take it all to start with. We had a real problem. We had to pay $300 on one payment we even forgot to sue for. We had to pay due to the fact that he grabbed all the money. The payment had to be made.
Talking about not a lot of money when you're talking about a child. How many children do you have?
3.
Is he the oldest?
Middle.
Middle.
So I contacted the Navy, and they told me what I needed to do to see that these payments were made. I advised him was what the Navy said, so he left the money alone for about a year. And then at the last, he'd leave a little bit and take most of it. And at the very last, he took it all.
Let's say, Mr. Olson, that you owe $900 and you've owed that for a year. Why haven't you paid it?
Ma'am, when I got out of the Navy, we got done eating dinner, and he came in with the credit card bill, the statement, and said, Mike, this is how much money you owe. It's $1,400. And I go, no, Ron, it's not $1,400. It's $900. And he said, no, this is what you owe. And I go, well, what are the new charges on this credit card statement for? It was $410. And he goes, oh, those are for those damned expensive plane tickets that you bought that I'm not going to pay for. And that's where the argument started.
Well, that's $1,000. $1,400 less 4 is $1,000. So you owe him $1,000. So why didn't you pay them?
Because me and Mr. Rawls almost got into a confrontation. I told him I was not going to pay for those plane tickets on the credit card because they agreed to pay for them. And I said, I will pay back the $900 that I owe, but I will not pay for the $1,400 because I didn't put those other charges on.
So why didn't you give him a check for $900?
Because Mr. Rawls told me to get the out of the house and he would pay the bill. And Cassidy, my girlfriend, was right in the room and heard him say that as well.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ronald Rawls and his girlfriend Janice Olson say Janice's son, Michael Olson, owes them for unpaid loans. Michael says he's paid them in full.
Have you talked to your mother since you got out of the service?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a reasonable relationship with your mother?
Tried to have.
Okay. Based upon all of your testimony, you say $900. It seems more like $1,000 that I can figure out you owe on this credit card. It's sort of a sad situation. It's too bad that it came to this. In any event, I'm entering a judgment in your favor for $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's just a greedy person.
Well, he calls me a greedy person, but what failed to come out in court that the boy burglarized my safe and stole $15,000 out of my safe.
He doesn't help anybody else out unless he wants something back in return.
The kid certainly should have some responsibility, but he has none. He has no credit. He has nothing. He changes jobs like you and I change socks.
Don't trust anybody but yourself, basically.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Osvito, step forward, please.
50-year-old Eva Jones is suing her former friend, 37-year-old salesperson Melanie Azevedo, for child support costs during the time Melanie was in drug rehab.
Ms. Jones, according to your complaint, the defendant was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Who was entering a drug rehabilitation program and had a child, a daughter. And you took the child to live with you. And what this is about is you claim that she agreed to pay you for taking care of the child and she owes you for babysitting.
Yeah.
Okay. First, tell me, how old is the child now?
John was 13.
And how old was she when she came to live with you?
That's the 11 and 12.
Do you remember when she came to live with you?
It was middle of October of 1999.
So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And did she live with you continuously from 1999 until she went back with her mother?
Yes.
When did she go back with her mother?
February 2nd of 2001.
Well, that's a long time. How long was your rehab?
I went in October, or actually the middle of November, and I stayed longer than 3 months because I felt like I needed more time in there. And then I got out in July of last year.
But you left your daughter with the plaintiff.
Well, can I say something? When I went in, I was going to leave both of my kids with my fiance here.
That would have been a mistake.
Well,
Go ahead.
CPS got involved and said I couldn't leave Chandra with Randall because she wasn't his biological daughter.
Right.
And we weren't married yet.
Right.
So Eva stepped up and said she would take her. And then CPS told Eva to apply for foster care fund. Okay, all these months, she's telling me she was getting foster care fund for Chandra.
Did you get any foster care money?
No, I was unable to get any type of money because I was not a blood relative.
Well, that's not true. Did you apply to become a foster parent?
I was a foster parent at one time, yes. And I didn't want to renew my license. Okay.
Was there any reason why you didn't want to renew your license?
What had happened was it was only supposed to be temporary, 90 days. All right, and like Melanie says, yes, she did feel she needed more time. So I said, okay, no problem. I'll handle it because I knew she was not working and knew the situation. She had gotten a job, I think about in April, being a demonstrator for, you know, like cleaning supplies and stuff like that. Then she got a better job.
When was this?
This was in about April or May.
Of what year?
Of 2000.
Is that right?
I worked at a demo place, and then the place I'm working at called me, so I stopped working for their place, and I started working for them since June until now. I'm still working.
And your daughter was living with Miss Jones?
That's right.
Okay, did you send her any money?
No, I was seeing Miss Jones, and every time I would try to take my daughter shopping or give Miss Jones money, she would tell me no because she was getting foster care fund for my daughter, so...
I never told you that.
Yes, you did.
I never told you that.
Yes, you did.
I never told you I was getting any type of foster care for Chandra.
Do you have other children in your home?
Yes, I do.
How many other children do you have in your home?
4.
Who are they?
2 of them are my kids, and the other 2 I have guardianship of.
And under those guardianship provisions, do you get state funds for those
Yes,
children?
I do.
So the likelihood of you getting foster care funds and opening up, now I understand, and opening up a file for a 5th child would not have been a good idea because they would have come in and they would have given you potentially a problem with regard to at least the 2 children over whom you have guardianship. So now I know why there were no foster funds coming in for your child into the house because there were state funds coming in for the other children. Do you understand?
I would have had to go and file for guardianship of the child.
I understand the whole drill. I don't know whether she does, it's not important. I understand the whole drill. I've been there many years. I got it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eva Jones says former friend Melanie Azevedo owes her for child support. Melanie says Eva was paid through the foster care system.
Now, in your complaint, Miss Jones, you say that you told Melanie that you needed at least $50 a month for Chandra. But needless to say, Melanie never made any payment. So am I to assume that you made an agreement with her as to what amount she would give you for Chandra's care?
I called and I said, you know, Melanie, what your New Year's resolution should be is to give me at least $50 a month for Chandra.
And what did she say?
I can't do it.
So you didn't have an agreement. You said this was agreed upon.
No, we did. She said if she could, she would.
Okay. Just for my own information, do you work outside of the home?
I did during the Christmas holidays.
But other than that, you have no regular employment outside of the home?
No, I don't, because 2 of my children have medical problems. I have to take them to therapy every week, and it makes it kind of difficult, because one is bipolar plus ADHD.
You get additional funds for that child?
Yes, I do.
So am I correct, Miss Jones, that there was never a formal agreement between you and the defendant about how much money she would pay for the support of her daughter?
No, there was never a formal agreement.
So under what theory do you believe I can award you money? Certainly not on a contract basis.
Well, like I said, it's the first 3 months, it was a voluntary thing that was done. The other 13 months, she was supposed to have gotten herself together, got her own place, and come and got Chandra.
And she didn't.
Which she did not do.
She didn't.
In the meantime, Chandra, I put her in the charter school with my kids, had to buy uniforms, My children also take piano and violin. They're in the chorus. They go to summer camps. All this had to be paid for.
Where is your daughter now?
She's with my sister.
Why is she with your sister?
Okay. See, Chandler was really mad at me because I went into rehab. She didn't want me to go. And Ms. Jones told her that I abandoned her, which I didn't.
That is not true.
Just a second. Don't say anything bad about her. She watched your child for a year and a half.
Chandler will say that, Miss.
Listen to me.
She will.
Did your daughter want to go back to Miss Jones, or did she want to go live with her aunt?
She can't go to Miss Jones because the investigator already said if she goes back to Miss Jones, the investigator's going to arrest her personally.
Why?
Because when I got out of rehab, she wouldn't let me talk to Chandra. She wouldn't let me come and see Chandra. And if I did get to talk to her on the phone, she was sitting right there, and it was only for like 2 minutes, the longest, you know.
Are you back in a program now?
No, ma'am, I'm at Sober Living.
What is that?
That's,
You're not living in your own place. You're living in a different place.
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to save some money so I can get on my feet to have my kids.
Ms. Jones, have you seen Chandra since she was taken from your home?
I had an opportunity to see Chandra Saturday.
How's she doing with her aunt?
Some days are good days, some are bad days. At one point, she tried to run away. Okay? It is not true how Ms. Azevedo is saying that I told her that she abandoned her. I did not tell Chandra that.
I didn't think that you did.
When Melanie would call and want to take Chandra shopping, I said, well, Melanie, you'd have to ask Chandra because Chandra's 13. Chandra can speak for herself. Chandra can say whether or not if she wants to go with you or not.
All right. Her mother has disappointed her for a very long time. Listen, Miss Jones, you can't get any money. You can't get blood from a stone. So I want you to listen to me. You didn't have an agreement with her about how much she was going to pay you. And I have a feeling, Miss Jones, that you didn't do this for money with regard to Chandra anyway.
No, I didn't.
I hope that you're comfortable that Chandra is okay with her aunt. Because
Chandra is not okay with her aunt.
Because if out of spite, out of some other reason other than a maternal feeling of wanting to do the right thing for the child, she didn't let her come back to you after she removed her from your house.
Because
That's a terrible thing.
She sent the police to the school, went to the school. Police yanked Chandra out of the school. Chandra's running up and down the street, okay? When Chandra went to her aunt, Chandra has been upset ever since, all right? Chandra has emailed me every time she asks Melanie, when am I going home?
You come to my job and ask me when she's coming home.
And that was it. I do that, Melanie, because when I talk with Chandra, Chandra's asking me, when can she come home?
When she says come home, you mean go home to her mother?
No, she means come home with me. And I tell her, I say, well, that's up, you got to ask your mom.
Sounds to me as this young girl is not having an appropriate voice.
No one has asked Chandra what she wants.
You have a case in the family court, Miss Acevedo?
No, ma'am.
That's really too bad. All right, Miss Jones, you can not collect any money from Miss Acevedo. Miss Acevedo is lucky she's able to negotiate herself. You didn't have a contract with her, right?
Right.
But I'll have somebody speak to Chandra.
Versus Ryan. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. You folks have seats, please.
Miss Alston, according to what I've read, you and Mr. Smith moved into a house.
Yes.
Along with some children. Are they your children?
Yes. We have a daughter together.
Are there other children in the house?
My 2 sons.
How old is your daughter?
She's 7.
You've been dating a long time.
10 years.
The test is over. And you moved into the house when? In the year 2000?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan and his family are your neighbors.
Correct.
And according to your complaint, there has been a series of harassing behavior as well as some vandalism that has occurred to your home caused by Mr. Ryan and his children. Mr. Ryan says that the harassment is really yours and that you have been harassing him, his children. You have foster children?
Yes.
How many foster children do
2
you have?
foster children, 2 adopted.
Are these your 2 foster children?
Well, one's adopted, one's a foster.
In any event, I have a claim and a counterclaim, each for a substantial amount of money for the harassment and damage to property. And I gather, Ms. Alston, from your complaint that you are, in fact, selling your house and moving.
Yes.
Because of this problem.
Yes.
That's very sad. Okay. When did the problem start?
2001.
Tell me about it.
Well, when the children started going to school, they befriended his foster children. One incident occurred where Royce had received a scooter for Christmas, which his son broke about a month later. and they had a fight about it.
You got into a fight with him? Tell me about that. Stand up there next to your mom. You stand up there. Did he break your scooter by accident?
It was on purpose.
Tell me how he purposely broke your scooter.
He threw it on the sidewalk and it broke the handles.
Why did he throw it?
I don't know.
Was he just being careless? Or was he angry? Why did you break your scooter?
It was an accident. I was just swinging it around and then it slipped out of my
Slowly.
hand.
It was an accident because
I was swinging it around and then it slipped out of my hands.
you were swinging it around. Well, that wasn't handling it like you're supposed to handle a scooter, so you broke it because you weren't being careful, right? Did you pay for the scooter? Why not?
I knew nothing about it.
If you had known about it, would you have paid for the scooter?
Sure.
How come you didn't tell him?
We did.
Tell me about it.
After the fight occurred, the police were called.
No. The scooter was broken.
Right.
Right after the scooter was broken, did you tell Mr. Ryan what had happened?
No, because not even I knew about it until after the fight.
How much after the scooter was broken did the fight take place?
Probably 2 or 3 days.
Okay, so then there's a fight. Go ahead.
After the fight, the police were called. The police came to my house. That's when Royce had then told me his older brother, Anthony, had broke his scooter.
Older brother Anthony?
His older brother was the one who broke the scooter.
So you didn't break the scooter? Did Anthony break the scooter? Who broke the scooter, David?
Anthony.
Then why did you just tell me you broke it? David, why did you tell me that you broke the scooter if it was Anthony who broke it?
Because I didn't remember if it was me or him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, after the police were called, because Royce had hit him a couple of times and I guess he had retaliated back, we had told the police officer about the scooter, and the police officer went and talked to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, like he said he knew nothing about it. He never offered to pay for the scooter, so we just basically said we'll get our son another one.
Okay, so that was first thing that happened. Now, did that start the trouble?
Yes.
Go ahead.
About 2 weeks later, they got a scooter or whatever, found a scooter on the street or whatever. The kids saw it and said, hey, are you going to replace our scooter? And he said, no, we're not going to.
David said no?
Was it David?
Yeah.
Okay, David. So what Royce did, he got upset. He took the scooter and threw it in the garbage. After
Not
that,
the right thing to do, Royce. Right? Okay.
so I guess he went to go look for the scooter, and it was gone. And ever since then, we've been having a lot of chaos with this gentleman.
With the gentleman or with his children?
No, with him.
Well, tell me about it.
Royce was outside. He was walking home from Greer, which is a park that's right around the corner from our house. Frederick Ryan was outside and made a gesture to Royce, hey, would you like to own one of these? Which was a water scooter or jet ski. And Royce looked at him like he was crazy. After that, Frederick came across the street to my house and requested to speak to Royce's parents. We weren't home. My car had broken down and Derek had come to assist me. So we weren't home yet when he came over. Well, when he saw that Royce was there and it was just Royce and my son Laurel, he grabbed my son Royce by the neck.
Well, you weren't home, so you don't know what happened.
No, I'm just going off of what the witnesses told me.
I will hear it from you. Your mother is telling me about an incident when Mr. Ryan came to your house. Do you remember that incident?
Yes.
Your parents weren't home?
No.
Tell me what happened.
Royce had came in. He told me how Rick said you wish you had a jet ski like mine or whatever.
You mean Mr. Ryan?
Yeah.
Mr. Ryan said you wish you had a jet ski like mine, and then Royce came into the house.
Yeah.
Royce, when Mr. Ryan said that to you, did you say anything to him? Nothing? Didn't call him a name or anything?
I just looked at him like, in shock.
Go ahead.
5 minutes later after he came in, all of a sudden you hear a loud bang on the door. I'm thinking it's him and his friend playing. I told them to stop. A couple minutes later, you hear it again. So I was in there washing dishes, and I stopped from what I was doing. And it was Frederick with his hands on my brother.
Mr. Ryan?
Mr. Ryan. He had his hands on my brother's neck, throwing him into the door. I came out. I pushed him out. I told him.
Put your hand down, sir.
He was in the house. I pushed him out, and I told him, why are you on the property? He looked at me and laughed. And so I pushed him out of the house again and told him, you need to get off my property. And then he tried to grab me. He had me like this. I had him like this, and I had him I told him, you're not going to do like you just did my brother. You need to get off my property.
And he left?
My 7-year-old sister had called the police, and he heard that, and he left.
Did the police respond?
Yes.
You have a police report?
I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
Judge Judy?
I didn't ask you anything yet, Mr. Ryan. Well, Royce, you left something out of your statement to me. You told the police that day that when Mr. Ryan asked you if you'd like to have a jet ski, and you thought he was teasing you, right? Right? You flipped him off. That's what you told the police. Right? Answer me.
Yes.
Now, is that true?
Yes.
Well, don't leave anything out when I ask you a question, young man. This is a court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm going to tell the state of California that they better look very carefully into whether or not you should have him in your house with all your children, madam. Something's not right with him.
I don't think this is fair.
I don't give a rat's behind what you think.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlotte Alston says neighbor Rick Ryan assaulted her 9-year-old son. She claims Rick has harassed her family ever since.
Now let's proceed, Mr. Ryan.
Okay.
You've been having a lot of trouble with this young man because you say that there has been bad language coming out.
A lot of it.
Okay.
I got tired of it.
Fine. So you got tired of it. And I want you to tell me what happened on October 18th.
I was going to the store, I believe, or I was just coming home. I'm not sure exactly which. And he's out in the street, cussing, swearing, foul language, give me the finger and all this.
That's not true, what you just told me. That's not true, because it's not what you told the police. You told the police this all emanated from the fact that he was calling your daughter names.
No, it had nothing to do with my daughter that day.
Really?
My daughter was not home.
Statement by Frederick Ryans. That's you. Is that correct?
Yes.
I was in the house when my daughter came inside and told me Royce was calling her names. That's the statement you gave to the police.
Okay.
Now you remember, sir?
That's possible. There's been so many instances.
Listen to me carefully, sir.
Okay.
Then you say I don't remember. You don't lie.
Do
you understand?
I didn't really think
Good.
that's what it was.
It's a lie.
Okay.
Fine. So now let's get to where we're going. So your daughter came in and told you that this young man was calling her names. What did you do?
I went over to the house to talk to the parents.
How did you get there?
With my van.
How far do you live?
Right across the street.
Then you got in your van.
I was going somewhere, so.
You're a liar.
No.
Oh, yes, you are, sir. You got in the van for the purpose of intimidating. I have statements from witnesses, from your neighbors. Listen to me, sir. On your best day, you are not as smart and as clever as I am on my worst day. Do you understand that, Mr. Ryan? Sure. If you don't remember something, say, I don't remember. I'm going to read you another statement. You told the police, I followed him, and when I got to the front door, his older brother was there. You didn't tell the police that you were going out and getting into your van. You just stopped by the house. You said, I followed him.
Yeah, I pulled up to the house right there and went up to the front door to talk to the parents.
I watched Rick pull up in his van and chase Royce into the house.
That's not true.
Well, that's from an independent witness, sir.
Well,
That's from an independent witness who was spoken to by the police. Okay, so you get to the house, and he tells you to leave, and you don't leave. You put your hands on him.
Nope.
Did you leave?
I asked to speak
Did
to his
you
parents.
leave? He said his parents weren't home. Did you leave?
He showed me.
Did you leave?
After he pushed me and told me to get off the property, I pushed him back.
Let's move to the next incident, please.
Okay, right after that on 10/29, again, Mr. Ryan approached my child. My child was outside on his way to football practice. He drove up on the sidewalk and deliberately tried to run my son over.
Go ahead, I'll hear you, Mr. Ryan.
He was on my sidewalk, and that's where I park.
He was on your sidewalk, and that's where you park. Is that your answer?
That's exactly where I park, yes.
So, the answer is, Mr. Ryan, you did in fact see him on the 29th.
Yeah, yes.
And he was on the sidewalk, but you park on the sidewalk.
I don't park. It's not on the sidewalk, but it's right on the curb there. He was there in the parking spot when I pulled up.
So, you pulled up and he got out of the way?
Yes.
I'm going to tell the state of California that they better look very carefully into whether or not you should have him in your house with all your children, madam. There's something not right with him. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I've been in this business a long time. Something's not right with him. He's picking on a kid. Put your hand down. You're supposed to be the adult.
Well, I don't think this is fair.
I don't give a rat's behind what you think, Mr. Ryan. I came into this case as a blank slate.
Right.
I said to myself, I can't believe he is a man. He must love children. He has
I do.
foster children. And yet, I'm listening to a series of
Lies.
provocative acts by an adult against children. One where you actually put your hands on him.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. You
No.
actually put your hands on him.
If I put my hands on him and slammed him up against the door, ma'am, I would, if it was my child, I would take them to the hospital. Excuse me.
I want to tell you something. I find that you put your hands on him.
No, I have not.
Oh, I find that
I
he
would
puts
never
his
do
hands
that.
on you to get you out of his house. But you put
I
your
was never
hands
in
on
the
him.
house. Never in the
That's
house,
three
Your
children that you either touched or tried to hurt or tried to scare in 10 minutes. Now, is that the kind of person that I think should be taking care of children? That the state should entrust children to? The answer, madam, is no. I now want to hear about your allegation of vandalism against Mr. Ryan.
Okay, November 10th. My daughter and my younger son were outside playing, and I guess she was 6 years old at the time. Went across the street and doorbell ditched his house.
What does that mean?
She went across the street and rang his doorbell and ran back across the street.
Not smart.
She was
You're
only-
6-year-old.
She's 6.
Not smart.
And when he came out and saw her running, he called her Mr. Smith. When Royce came in and told his dad what had just occurred, Derek went over there to talk to find out what had happened. When Derek went over there, he immediately said, if you don't get off my property, I'm going to shoot your house up. At that time...
Well, just a minute. Were you there?
Yes, I was.
Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
Did you hear it?
I heard it. I was right there in the garage.
Okay.
After that, Derek said, I need to know why you just called my daughter out of her name. Why would you talk to my 6-year-old daughter in that tone of manner? At that point, his wife comes to the door yelling, if you don't get off my property, we're going to do something to you. So she goes back into the house as if she's going to get a gun. I go over, I grab my fiance.
Well, she went back into the house.
She went back into the house like she was going to go
Call
hit
the
something.
police.
When I saw that, I deliberately ran over and grabbed my fiance and said, let's get out of here. These people are crazy.
Okay, stop. What was the vandalism?
The vandalism was he shot through our window November 21st.
Did anybody see him do it?
My son did. He didn't actually see him. He heard his door open.
When he opens his door, it squeaks a lot. And just before my window was shot, because I was in my room at the time when it was shot through, the door squeaked open. When it was shot afterwards, his door squeaked again, and it sounded like it shut.
That's not very strong circumstantial evidence. Some, considering the history, but it's not sufficient enough for me to find an act of vandalism on Mr. Ryan's part. Okay. I'd like to hear the first act of alleged harassment against you, Mr. Ryan.
On the 30th of December, he was cussing and yelling out the window. Then he,
Who was cussing and yelling out the window?
Royce.
Royce, the little one.
Yes. Then 2 days later, on the 1st, my oldest daughter, who's not here, 17 and a half, went to Placerville with her boyfriend, and she was just coming home. And right after that, she came in the house and she saw him going along my wife's car, scraping it.
Where's your daughter?
She didn't come.
Well, then I'm not interested in what you have to tell me, because if you didn't see it and she's not here to tell me about it, it never happened. Do you
I
understand?
saw them run across the street.
Excuse me?
She saw them run across the street.
Step up.
They were in the yard.
Step up. No, no, no.
Hold on.
They were the
Okay,
little
what
one-
date did this happen?
January 1st.
January 1st.
Okay, tell me what you saw.
I saw the little one by the side of the car, and when he realized it was me, he ran across the street.
So you didn't see him do anything? Is
well,
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you what you should have done, Mr. Ryan. When one of your children broke his new scooter, you should have been the right kind of neighbors and gone over to the Smith Alstons and said to them, we're sorry my son did that. I'm going to replace it, because that's what you're supposed to do. Should have gone over there. I'm not excusing bad behavior. Yours. You understand? I think that you have a fresh mouth. Royce, does your mom know you have a fresh mouth?
Yes.
He does, you know.
Yes.
You know, he looks like a sweet little angel, but you know. I know that he can be a nasty little kid. Not necessarily his brother, who looks like a relatively mild guy. But this one's a brat.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I heard not one incident, Mr. Ryan, or Mrs. Ryan, where either Miss Alston or Mr. Smith acted inappropriately with your children. There may have been instances with their children acting inappropriately with your children, or acting inappropriately towards you, calling you names, this little fresh mouth over here. But I haven't heard one incident where these two people acted inappropriately with you or your minor children, because that's what caused them to sell their house, the fact that adults who were supposed to know better were intimidating their children. That they can't tolerate, then they have to move. And for that, you have to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Defendants get nothing on their counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may under the matter of Davis versus Leathers. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Mr. Davis, the defendant is your former wife, and it is your claim that she filed a false accusation against you, and she was seeking to get a restraining order against you. You were forced to hire an attorney. The case was subsequently dismissed. You want her to pay your attorney's fees and damages.
Yes, ma'am.
Your former wife says the accusations that she made in the application for the protective order were true, and she says that you were threatening and abusive, and she's going to prove that to me. You have one child together who is now 5.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been divorced since when?
Divorce was final January 2006.
And when did you separate?
June of 2004.
Reading between the lines of your complaint and the defendant's answer, there has been some acrimonious stuff going on between the two of you, at least in part owing to the fact that you are in substantial arrears in your child support.
That's her attention, yes. Yes.
I'm reading between the lines,
Okay.
sir, because I'm an experienced family court practitioner, that if you're divorced, that means you don't like each other anymore. Are you remarried?
No, ma'am.
Are you remarried?
Yes, I am.
So, she's not mad because you have a life and she doesn't. She's happy. She's married. Are you happily married?
Actually, my husband and I are separated.
Not happily married.
But we are best friends, and I see him about 3 times a week.
All right. But she's not mad at you because she doesn't have a life, and you do. She's mad at you, sir, because you don't pay regular child support.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes.
I agreed to pay child support from the day I left of $600 a month. I've been paying that up until I got laid off in June 11th of 2006. I phoned Miss Leathers. I told her I was laid off, that I could not afford the that I could not afford the $600 a month. We could handle it one of 2 ways. Once I received what my unemployment benefits would be, I would give you a set amount every month until I find done a job.
When did you find, listen to me, when did you find another job?
January.
January of what?
Of this year.
What kind of work do you do?
I do aircraft fueling technicians. I refuel aircrafts. I work on fuel cells of aircrafts.
How did you support yourself between June of 2006 and January of 2007? Who were you living with?
My girlfriend Patricia, and I was receiving unemployment benefits.
So you had no rent?
Correct.
How much were you sending the defendant between June and January?
Well, Your Honor,
that requires a figure.
They were taking the money directly out of my unemployment benefits. When I told her I could not afford the $600 a month, I told her that I would go back to family court and I would file a petition for modify my child support.
Why should you get a modification?
I'm no longer making the money I was making before. Nowhere near it.
Then get 2 jobs.
I have 2 jobs. Your Honor, I have my daughter 12 to 14. I have my daughter almost 50% of the time.
That is untrue.
If you interrupt him again, it's not going to go well.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You agreed to pay her $600 a month. Your divorce was final in January 2006. According to you, up until January of 2006, you were paying $600 a month because you separated in 2004.
Yes, ma'am.
All of a sudden, divorce is final, and 5 months later, you say, I can't pay you the $600 a month anymore. Now I need a modification.
I was laid off from work.
That's fine. You can be laid off from work. That doesn't mean you can't work. When you have children, you have to say, I don't care what I do. I drive a cab, I collect cans, I go to a car wash, I do whatever else I have to do to contribute to the support of my child. Who do you work for?
I'm a school teacher.
She teaches, she contributes to the support of the child. I have to work and contribute to the support of the child. And if I can't do it fueling planes, I'll do it doing something else until I can get a job refueling planes. Now, having said that, sir, all I said to you was that's the reason for the acrimony. because you haven't been paying child support regularly. That being the case, she's going to tell me about why she filed this protective order and when. When did you file this protective order, Miss Leathers?
The middle of November 2006.
And on what basis did you file the protective order?
As he said, he and I separated in June of 2004. By the first week of July of 2004,
I'm not interested in anything that happened in 2004. Nothing.
Okay.
I'm interested in anything that happened the 3 months immediately preceding November of 2006.
Good.
When you
Okay.
filed for a protective order.
Okay.
Period.
August 10th, 2006, I went to pick up my daughter. My mother was with me and my stepfather. He dropped off my daughter and he said, "Your game is over, Jamie. I've had a private investigator follow you and I have your bank account information." And I looked at my mother and I said, "These are the kinds of things I'm talking about." My mom said, "You take your daughter, you keep walking." So my stepfather and I walked.
Well, I don't know what he meant by that. What did you
I didn't
mean?
know what he meant by that
What did
either.
you mean by that, sir?
Your Honor, the man she's been living with, the man she married, this is the whole root of the problem we've been having. This man she met on the internet and moved out here from Chicago. I had concerns about the welfare of my daughter. She's allowing this man to take my daughter to the public restroom. She's
Your
allowed
Honor?
this. She allowed.
Listen to me. Listen to me. That's not your business.
It's my daughter, my 2-year-old daughter.
It's not, listen to me. It's not your business, just as it's not her business that you're living with this lady. And the one thing we both care about is our child. And neither one of us would do anything to the child that would cause the child harm, unless, of course, you have proof that somebody is causing them damage. If she complained to me that she didn't like the fact that when your daughter was at your house, you let her crawl into bed with you and your girlfriend, I would say, that's none of your business. And I'm saying to you, your concerns about somebody that she met, whether she met him on the internet or she met him in a park or she met him at McDonald's, are none of your business.
I don't,
now,
Your Honor.
all I want to know is, what games were you talking about, sir?
I'm talking about the games where she has accused me to this man. Since she met this man, I have wanted to meet him. The 3 of them were at a restaurant. My 2-year-old daughter says she has to go to the bathroom. This man gets up and takes my daughter to the public restroom. I asked Ms. Leathers, why is he taking my daughter to the restroom? I'm saying, you're the mother. That is our daughter.
That's none of your business.
I believe it is, Your Honor.
And I'm
about
telling you,
this woman allows some man she met on the internet to move out here to Chicago and take my daughter to the restroom?
her husband.
No, at the time it was not her husband. The only reason they got married, they married 4 days after this restraining order was dismissed because I raised the same issues in the courtroom that day, and they got married 4 days later.
And what happened, Mr. Davis, when you raised the same issues? What did the judge say to you? Did the judge say, "Oh my God, oh my God, we best call Child Protective Services immediately"? Is that what the judge said to you?
No, man, the judge did not respond.
Excuse me?
The judge did not respond to those issues.
That's right. The judge did not respond.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Him taking my daughter to the restroom, him taking my daughter to the locker room of the Y and giving her a shower.
That never happened.
Yes, it did. My daughter's swim class, yes, it did.
And later today,
You signed custody over to Miss Strickland because you and their mother were neglecting them.
No.
You just decided you had enough being a parent?
No.
What was it?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Davis claims ex-wife Jamie Leathers falsely accused him of harassing her.
Listen, you don't have control anymore, sir. If you believe that someone is doing something that is not in your child's best interest and is harmful, abusive, or neglectful, your responsibility is to go to court or call Child Protective Services if you want to play that game. I would discourage you from doing that, but you don't start up with her. Just as she would have no sympathy from me if she said, I don't believe that my daughter has any right to stay at their house. She does stay at your house, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
And occasionally crawls into bed with you?
Yes, she does. Sometimes she does.
And you sleep with her?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And she's your girlfriend? Inappropriate?
I don't believe so.
Oh, well, who set you up to be the moral monitor?
Well,
You're a moral, just a second. You're a moral monitor. You have now a 5-year-old child who knows that you're not married to this lady, that you share a bed with her. I don't know what you wear when you go to sleep, and I don't know what she wears when she goes to sleep, but she crawls into bed with you. And if she said to me, I'm not letting my daughter go there anymore, if he's going to let my daughter crawl into bed with her, I would say to her, it's not your business. She loves her father. This is her father's significant other. I don't like significant others. I think you should be either married or not. But it's the 21st century. I'm coming into the 21st century. It's not your business. And I say the same thing to you. It's not your business.
I respectfully disagree.
Well, I don't give a rat's behind, sir. That's why I sit here. That's why I sit here, and I have been in this business for 40 years.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that.
40 years, and I'm telling you, you gotta let go of it. Now, I want you to tell me what you meant when you said the game is over.
I meant that for the last 2 years, she's been putting my daughter in situations where my daughter has no business being involved with.
Your Honor, I'm a school teacher. I'm a
Listen to me.
kindergarten teacher.
Listen to me.
The fact that she moved in with a man and didn't know, that says a lot.
Listen to me. I'm getting the gist of it.
Okay.
I want to know what he said to you that inspired you to file for a protective order.
The private investigator I found alarming.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking somebody's following me
Fine.
around. And
Private investigator, he's allowed to hire a private investigator if he wants to.
And then I get phone messages as well as phone calls, calling me names.
You say that in your answer that you saved those.
Yes.
I'd like to hear them. Give it to Bert, please.
That's it.
Okay, so you have one message.
I have message after message after message, but that was the one that I thought pretty much wrapped up his anger is about the child support.
Well, yeah, so he called you a foul name.
Right.
Called
And
you a foul name.
I would like to say
Put
that...
your hand down, madam.
I'm sorry. It's just there's been many messages.
Listen to me. Put
Okay.
your hand down.
Okay.
If that's the worst of it, it's not terrible.
Right.
Not nice, but not terrible. Go ahead. Keep going.
It's this vibe, I would say, as a woman, that we get our intuition. He makes me feel unsafe and uncomfortable.
Can I see the application that you filled out for the protective order?
Sure, and I can also give you, I have been keeping a log of the harassment.
When did you hire a private investigator, Mr. Davis?
Actually, Your Honor, I didn't hire a private investigator. The information that I was talking about was information I received from her mother and her father. They didn't want...
Just a second. Did you tell her that you had hired a private investigator?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So you lied to her?
Yes, I did. In order to keep her mother and her father out of distance, because they're the ones who told me this information.
What information, sir?
That basically the man that she was living with was someone she didn't know from Chicago, and moved him out here to live with her and my daughter.
You're talking about something that happened how many years ago, sir?
No, but yes.
How many years ago?
It happened 2 years ago, Your Honor, but everything that happened after them getting together, him taking my daughter to the restroom, him taking my daughter to the locker room of the Y and giving her a shower.
That never happened.
Yes, it did. My daughter's swim class. Yes, it did. This is when I finally said, you know what?
You can't take a girl, and a man
Miss
cannot
Leathers,
take a
Miss
girl
Leathers,
into the shower.
Miss Leathers, listen to me. Listen to me. Somebody who sleeps with his daughter in a bed with his girlfriend has no basis to complain about anything.
First of all, I get off at 3 o'clock in the morning. By the time I get home, she's already getting up for work.
Mr. Davis, you're backtracking, sir.
How was that?
There is no question in my mind when you told me that you have your daughter 50% of the time.
And that's
Almost.
not true.
46%.
46%.
That's not true. It's 25%, Your Honor.
The court order is right here.
Miss
The
Leathers,
court order is right here.
If you interrupt him again,
I'm sorry.
I'm throwing you out.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I understand.
I'm throwing you out. There's no question in my mind, Mr. Davis, that if your daughter spent either 25 or 46% of the time in your home, that she was crawling into bed with the two of you. Now, you don't consider that wrong. That's your prerogative. You keep your nose out of her business. Very, very lucky that you got rid of him.
I know.
You're very lucky
Wow.
you're very lucky that you got rid of him because he's this kind of thick. You got him. He's yours.
And he's a very nice
yours.
man, Your
He's
Honor.
a
He's a very nice man.
He's a
This
very
woman
nice man. He
has
is a
told me to
controlling.
myself.
You're interrupting. He's controlling, and he doesn't see the inequality of his positions. He has to let go. He has to say, what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander, and I have to rely on the fact that my wife, ex-wife, who was a school teacher, who teaches children, who is an educated woman, wouldn't do anything to place my daughter at risk.
But she
and
has.
he's not. So have you.
How?
I just told you how.
This is a woman I've known for years. This is a man she met on the internet who did not know.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Did not know.
We've been
You're an
together
idiot.
2.5
You know
years.
something?
She
You
did not
something?
know this man.
You know something? I got it. The truth is, his conduct is such that I understand why you felt threatened.
Right.
I feel that today he is unyielding and controlling And I understand why you sought a protective order. Your case is dismissed, sir. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step
Your Honor,
out.
this woman lied in her declaration. I have proof of that. She actually lied. Wow.
Done. Thank God.
She said to me over and over again that, I'm a woman, I'm the custodial parent, the courts are going to believe me because I'm a woman.
He's jealous that I got remarried and that my daughter loves her stepfather.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Abrigo versus Strickland, step forward.
Marco Abrigo is suing his children's grandmother, Christina Strickland, for the return of 2 child support payments. Christina is countersuing for the unpaid medical expenses of Marco's children.
Mr. Abrigo, it is your claim that you paid child support to the defendant who was caring for your 2 children for 5 years. And the last 2 payments that you made to her, which were deducted from your salary, I assume, were made when the children had been returned to their mother. And you want those 2 payments back. Ms. Strickland says she took care of your 2 children for 5 years. You owe her a fortune of money, and she's counterclaiming. So I have a few questions for you, sir, before I make very, very short work out of you. When did your children go to live with Ms. Strickland?
2001, I believe.
What do you mean you believe? I would know the exact moment that my children were removed from my custody.
I don't know the exact date that we signed over the children, but it was towards the end. I'm going to say September of 2001.
And you signed custody over to Ms. Strickland because you and their mother were neglecting them. And but for Ms. Strickland, the state would have taken them. Fair statement?
No.
You just decided you had enough being a parent?
No.
What was it?
Well, the way it went down is the mother of the children and Ms. Strickland were talking, and because I was going to be going away.
Going away to where?
I
Summer
was
camp?
possibly going to be incarcerated, and she would not be able to take care of the children.
Why not?
I do not know.
Were you living together at the time?
No, we were not. We were not
So
together.
what difference did it make whether you were in jail or on Mars? She was still alone taking care of the children. When were you in jail, sir? From when to when?
Basically from January of 2002 to November 2002.
And in that year, the children were with Miss Strickland.
Yes, they were.
And how much support were you sending while you were in jail?
None.
None? Who was supporting your children?
Ms. Strickland.
And when did you make that year up to her?
Well, when I did get out of 2002, I didn't make it up to her financially, but through 2003 to the beginning of 2004, February, I had the kids in excess of about 200 days.
I'm talking about when you were in prison, sir. You paid nothing for the support of your 2 children.
I paid nothing.
Nothing. You got 2 jobs so you could start paying her back all the money she spent on taking care of the children. Didn't you?
No, I did not.
Well, then you've got some nerve being here. For 2 payments? Because they went to her instead of going to the mother of the children?
I'm only going by what the court is telling me to go by.
This court is telling you to go home. After I would have made you bend down and kiss her feet for taking care of your children for 5 years. So I have no idea what you're doing here. What you're doing here is nonsense. Listen, Miss Strickland.
Yes, ma'am.
But for the fact that he sued you for this nonsense, you would not be here. Is that correct?
Probably.
Probably. Because you didn't expect anything from him?
Never.
And pretty much that's exactly what you got.
Exactly. May I say something, please?
Absolutely.
My grandchildren have been living with their mom since August of 2006. He has not sent 1 penny to support those kids up until this point.
Is what she's saying correct?
Yes, it is.
Would you get him out of here? I cannot stand to look at him. Your case is
Parties are
dismissed.
excused. This is case number 178 on the calendar. The matter of Boroloff versus Janikowski Kinsel. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Are you Miss Janikowski?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your son?
Yes.
Whose name is?
Alex Kinsel.
Alex?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Did you give him a good poke?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. I saw that. It was subtle, but he got it. I'm impressed. Alex,
Yes, ma'am.
I do want you to understand that this is going to be an unpleasant morning for you.
Okay.
Your mother is aware of that, but I'm sure that lately you've had a couple of unpleasant moments with your mother, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't there?
No, ma'am.
And you weren't there?
No, ma'am.
So why don't you have a seat? You're just the question really of liability, and in your case, a question of ownership of the car that was allegedly damaged by Alex
Yes, ma'am.
when he decided to assault your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
This young man, I assume?
Yes.
The only problem was your boyfriend was sitting in your car.
Yes.
And your car had a sunroof.
Yes.
So Alex, in order to get to
Tyler.
climbed up on the...
I jumped into the sunroof. I didn't climb.
Jumped from the pavement
Yes.
into the sunroof.
Yes, ma'am.
Sort of like Spider-Man. Faster than a speeding bullet, right? Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound.
You're kind of mixing out
Is-
heroes, but that's it.
That's one of them.
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah.
Spider-Man. So you were able to do that, right?
Yes, ma'am. When you're mad and the adrenaline's rushing, sometimes you do things you don't expect you can do.
So now you want him to pay for the damage that he allegedly caused to your car, right? Alex says through his mother that he's very sorry for assaulting Tyler, which he freely admitted in juvenile court, and he was placed on probation.
Yes.
So he's paying for that crime, and he's sorry he did that, but he didn't damage the car
No, ma'am.
because, like Superman, he was able to bound from the sidewalk through the sunroof to get to Tyler without ever touching the car. Right? So now, Alex, what?
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm just picturing it.
I want you to, I tried to draw a word picture to you to get you interested in what's going on.
I'm very interested.
Good. So, why don't you tell me why you decided to assault Tyler?
Almost a year ago, my friend Kevin was killed, Kevin Farrell. And it was due to the fact that Tyler had robbed someone and placed the blame on Kevin.
A year before this happened,
Yes, ma'am.
who killed your friend?
Lee.
Was he ever apprehended for this murder?
He was apprehended and he got criminal confinement and is still in courts right now, I believe,
Or was he convicted
of criminal confinement.
of
They-
criminal confinement? What is criminal confinement? I never heard of that.
When they hold them against their will in a car with weapons.
You know these people? Do you know these people?
Unfortunately, yes.
What are they, all these gang people?
No.
Just criminals?
Yes.
Oh, you're terrific. Okay, so according to you, he's responsible for your friend's murder.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, my friend would still be alive right here now.
Okay, so that's why you were angry with him.
Yes.
Is that why you assaulted him?
That's one of the reasons. They also provoked me
How did they provoke you?
by flicking me off, saying stuff, parking right next to my car the day it happened.
You mean the day that this assault happened?
Yes.
So they parked next to your car. She parked next to your car?
Yes. And she told me that Tyler had hit her that day, and that angered me as well. And he's supposed to be out of school 10 minutes earlier than all the other students, so he's actually trespassing.
Step up here. Why is he supposed to be out 10 minutes earlier?
Because there's so many people after him for the reason what he did.
You have a special schedule at school, Tyler?
Yes, ma'am. For safety precautions, I leave 10 minutes early at the end of the day, and I come 10 minutes late every morning.
And he did not do that. So if he
So
would
for all of
follow
those
rules-
reasons, you decided that you were going to assault him?
Yes.
Ma'am, a couple of weeks earlier, he had spit in my face at school also before all this had happened and
Did you
got in
do that?
trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
It's his fault my friend's dead.
No.
Okay, so if you assaulted him a week or two before, why are you complaining about being flipped off?
It just angers me.
Are you seeing a psychiatrist?
No.
Do you think you should?
No, ma'am.
You should. He should be seeing a psychiatrist regularly. You understand that? You don't believe that? Step up with him, please. He should be in therapy. Intensive
I don't believe
therapy.
so, because once a person's been harassed off and on, a human being can only take so much.
Listen to
and
me.
He was at his breaking
Listen to me.
point.
Did you know that he spit in his face 2 weeks before?
No, I did not.
You see, somebody who's being harassed is usually frightened. So they stay away from the people who are harassing them or threatening them. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, but when they go to the same high school...
He is the aggressor. When he assaults him, he becomes the aggressor.
I understand.
And that has nothing to do with harassment. He told me that he spit at him 2 weeks before because he believes he's responsible for his friend's murder. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, but Tyler had also off and on since the incident has been harassing Alex.
Listen to me. I'm giving you a friendly word of advice from someone who has been in the juvenile justice system now for almost 30 years.
I know that.
If you don't get him involved in therapy, you're going to be visiting him every other Sunday. And you're going to have to go through a metal detector to do it. I want you to trust me on this. And if you don't, when you look back at your portfolio of photographs of this time in his life, 20 years from now, you're going to say, you know, wouldn't have hurt if I had him talk to somebody and get out all this anger.
Yes, ma'am.
Because his anger has to do with some event that happened a year ago that he hasn't been able to get over.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Sometimes life isn't fair, my dear. Sometimes the justice system is not as fair as you would like it to be if you're a criminal.
And later today,
What do you mean you're not officially living there? You're not a moron, are you? You wouldn't pay rent in an apartment where you weren't living, would you?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Tiffany Borlov says fellow schoolmate, 17-year-old Alex Kinsel, damaged her car when he jumped through the sunroof. Tiffany says Alex was attempting to assault her boyfriend.
Can I see pictures of the car, please? I see a lot of damage to this car, Alex.
Yes.
Damage to this car that would suggest to me that you were not able to leap over and get onto the sunroof as you indicated you did.
Your Honor, I did not damage the car of a witness that was right there and saw the whole thing.
I'm prepared to hear the witness. You may have a seat. Step up.
And she had also...
Shh. Tell me your name.
Vicki Nofel.
Miss Nofel, this happened at the school. What were you doing at the school?
I was picking up my daughter after school. My car was parked in front of the car that it involved in the
tell me
incident.
exactly what you saw.
He didn't actually climb on the car. He held onto where the door is and was in the sunroof. There was no hitting, kicking of the vehicle, and there had been damage to the car before.
How do you know that, my dear?
Well, my daughter goes to that school also.
Yes.
And Tiffany had stated to her that she had hit a deer and it had damaged the side of her car.
These are footprints. Deer don't have feet. And I cannot imagine, madam.
I understand.
I cannot imagine the kind of assault that he pled guilty to occurred without his feet touching the car if he's in the sunroof. Could you imagine that? It just doesn't make sense. It defies credulity that he can assault somebody with his fists while poised on top of a car, unless this is a toy car. Is it a toy car?
No.
Without his feet hitting the car. You understand that?
I understand.
Good. Now you can sit down.
Excuse me, Judge Judy.
Yes.
We do have a police report, and there's no mention of any damages in the police report.
I'd like to see the police report. This only has to do with the damage to this young man.
Well, I assume that it should have been in there.
No, it does refer to another number that you didn't get. Can I see an estimate, please, on the car? What year car is this?
A 97.
97 what?
Toyota Avalon.
Did you have it fixed?
We don't have the money to fix it.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
In court on March 26, 2005, with the juvenile hearing for the attack, Mrs. Borloff was asked if she had any estimates for the damages, and she had said no, she did not, that she just had the car fixed, and she wanted to be reimbursed.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you can step up. Nope.
And she said she had it fixed by Peterson's Garage in Michigan City.
Is that right? I mean, that's easy for me to call.
She's lying, Judge.
No,
She
I
did
brought
state
that
that.
estimate with me.
She did not have that estimate that day in court.
Are you telling me now that you did not have the car fixed?
No, ma'am.
Then why would she state that she did?
You have a copy of those minutes?
I asked for them
Do
at
you
our
have a
court.
copy of the
No,
minutes?
ma'am, I don't.
Oh, okay.
They said they were not available, otherwise I would have had them.
Okay. Whether she had the car fixed or she has the estimate, your son's got to pay for the damage. Stop making excuses for him.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to state the facts.
First, you tell me that your son caused no damage, because that's what he told you.
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
brought a witness to tell me that Superman didn't cause any damage when he assaulted Tyler. Then you tell me that he shouldn't be responsible because she already had the car fixed, and all she wanted to do was be reimbursed. I'm telling you that you better start thinking about accepting total
I
responsibility
understand that.
for his bad behavior.
But he told me there was no damages, so.
Well,
Your Honor,
what?
there were tons of people around the car. How I'm not on the side of the car or nothing, you know. I jump into the sunroof. I'm
Too
not
bad.
kicking the
Listen
car.
to me, Alex.
Yes.
Sometimes life isn't fair, my dear, and sometimes stand up on your own 2 feet and take your hands off the table. Sometimes the justice system is not as fair as you would like it to be if you're a criminal.
17-year-old Tiffany Borlov says fellow schoolmate, 17-year-old Alex Kinsel, damaged her car when he jumped through the sunroof. Tiffany says Alex was attempting to assault her boyfriend.
When you're a criminal and you commit certain acts of vandalism and you say, well, I did that, but I didn't do that. Of course, they're going to say, listen, I don't have time to figure this out. You jumped up on her car. Common sense suggests that when you jump up on a car and you assault somebody to the extent that you plead guilty to an assault, so it's a serious assault, and according to you, my adrenaline was flowing so that you're able to do things. That's what you told me. So I was able to do things. You never know what your strength is. I don't have to say to myself, well, maybe a deer caused one of these dents, and maybe you caused one of these dents. It's your fault. You're responsible. I can't find the deer. You're it. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That person in there, fault that my friend died.
His friend was my best friend.
So I think he deserved everything he got.
He's like my brother.
I do not believe that he needs therapy.
I don't know. I don't think I'll never rest over it.
Maybe a little bit of counseling to help deal with his anger.
Seeing his picture in the obituaries.
I don't really know what to say to it. I'm just glad it's over.
And I hope Alex does get the help he needs.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Weber versus Gonzalez Evans. Step forward.
25-year-old Kendra Weber is suing her former roommates, 22-year-old Andrea Gonzalez and her boyfriend, Kyle Evans, for the return of her security deposit and renter's insurance.
Miss Gonzalez, how long were you and Miss Weber friends before you decided to room together?
About 3 years.
When did you sign this lease, Miss Weber?
On November 8th, 2004.
And how many people signed the lease?
Just us two, Andrea and I.
And what was your agreement?
We were to split all of the bills and rent 50-50 two ways.
And this must be Kyle.
That's correct.
Who is Kyle?
Kyle is my boyfriend.
Kyle didn't sign the lease.
No, he did not.
You moved out.
Yes, that's correct.
It is your claim that you moved out because things were made totally untenable with the apartment, and you wanted to move in with your boyfriend.
This is correct.
And you want some of your security deposit back and some renter's insurance.
That's correct.
Several $100s. And Miss Gonzalez and Mr. Evans say that you're not entitled to it. You moved out and you knew that you were going to forfeit any monies that you put into the apartment. Did you move in November of 2004?
Yes.
When did you move out?
April 30th.
And you had paid your rent up until that time?
Yes, I had.
And for my own information, when did Kyle move in?
It was just about a week or two after we moved in, so still in November of 2004.
And what was the rent on the apartment?
$12.75 for the first 6 months, and after that, $13.75.
And how much were you paying?
The first month I paid half, and then after he moved in, we split it three ways, $4.25 apiece.
And how much security deposit did you put in, Kyle?
I didn't put any in.
Why?
I wasn't on the lease.
Well, you were living there.
For the majority of the time, I was living there.
So why didn't you pay security deposit?
Because the security deposit was worked out between the defendant and plaintiff.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
How much security deposit did you put in now?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, now you're going to put in her security deposit, Kyle. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. So you're going to give her $285, and then when you move out, if you keep the place nice and clean, you're going to get your $285 back. Doesn't that sound fair to you?
Yes.
Perfect. See how easy this is? Now let's deal with the renter's insurance. Did you pay the renter's insurance?
I paid half of it, yes.
You paid half. How much did you pay, Kyle?
None.
Why not, Kyle?
Because I wasn't officially living there. I was in
What do you mean
between.
you're not officially living there? You were living there, Kyle, because you were paying a third of the rent after 1 month of them signing the lease. You were officially living there. You're not a moron, are you? You wouldn't pay rent in an apartment where you weren't living, would you?
No, I was helping my girlfriend out.
Well, where else were you paying rent, Kyle?
Nowhere else, but I was also with my mom.
You weren't paying any rent to your mom?
No.
He was not living with his mom.
Just a second. Of course he wasn't living with his mom. He thinks because I'm older than he is, I'm stupid. You think all old people are stupid?
No.
Very good. So, you wouldn't pay rent for a place where you weren't living. What do you do for a living?
Loan setup. I work in the mortgage industry.
And how do you get to work every day?
I drive.
A what?
A car.
In whose name is the car?
That would be in my mom's and my name.
Is it in your mom's name because you're too young to have a car in your name?
No, it's just I needed a cosigner on the car.
Oh, but your mom doesn't drive in the car?
Not usually, no.
It's your car?
For the most part, yes.
And how far does your mom live away from you?
I'd say about 15 miles.
So how long does it take you to drive when you go visit her?
10 minutes.
So she doesn't come on the weekends to take your car, does she?
No, but I visit her on the weekends.
You do?
Yes.
And the rest of the time you live where?
I live most of the time over there. There are nights where I do go over there.
What a moron. All right, listen to me, Kyle. You're going to give Miss Weber $313. $285 of that represents her security deposit, which you have now taken over. Do you understand? When you're neat and clean and tidy and you and your girlfriend decide to move out, you'll get the $285 back. Doesn't that sound fair to you?
There was also damage
I'm
done.
speaking. Does that sound fair to you?
Yes.
Then you have renter's insurance. Now, renter's insurance covers any property that may be in the apartment. How much property does she have in the apartment?
At that time or right now?
Now!
None.
How much property do you have in the apartment?
A good amount, I believe.
Good. Then the renter's insurance is going to help you out. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $313. It's been delightful chatting with you. Thank you.
228 on the calendar in the matter of O'Connell versus Cruz. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, the defendant is your former daughter-in-law.
Correct.
Married to your son, and they had 3 children, according to your complaint. Is that right? You claim that you made a loan to her in order for her to be able to relocate, I assume after the divorce.
Yes, ma'am.
With 3 children.
Yes.
And she has not repaid that loan.
Yes.
And the defendant says that loan was no loan, but a gift. So we will get to that. And she has a cross-complaint. I don't know what that's about, but I'm sure you'll explain it to me. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Just a second. I have questions.
Okay.
At the time that you advanced this money to the defendant, where were you living?
The state of Florida.
And where was the defendant living?
State of Maryland.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding her moving from Maryland to Florida.
Mainly, Your Honor, is that she had called me up on a Sunday afternoon, practically in tears. She didn't know what to do. She was being evicted from the apartment that she was living in because she didn't have the monies for the rent.
When was that?
The beginning of August of 2000.
Okay.
She pretty much begged for our help. She didn't know what to do. Her own mother wouldn't sign a lease for her to make sure that the monies for the rent were paid each month, because if Lisa failed to do that, the mother didn't want to be responsible.
How old were your 3 grandchildren at that time?
At the time...
4, 7, and 11.
And where was your son? In what state?
He was living in New York.
Okay, go ahead.
So she begged for our help. She didn't know what to do. She said she was going to have to go to a shelter or live in the car. She didn't have any money. Could we please help her? We discussed with her what we would be able to do.
Well, what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
We told her that we would advance her the monies to move down here. I would have an apartment rented for her, have to pay first, last, and security. I would have utilities established if I needed to pay a deposit, but that I did expect the monies back from her. We were not in a position to give her a gift. Okay, this was a loan only. I would even have a job secured for her in Florida, which I did, and as long as the utilities and the rent and the apartment was in my name, that I would make sure I would pretty much manage the monies coming in through her salary as well as her child support.
Is this what you discussed with her?
Yes, ma'am, to make sure that everything was paid for.
And what about your son? How come she was penniless in Maryland?
Well, she wasn't penniless, Your Honor. He was paying child support.
How much?
$328 every other week.
So he was paying $150 a week for the support of 3 children.
That's what they deemed necessary for him to pay.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a police officer. Your Honor, if I may, he had offered to pay more, but based upon his salary at the time that he got divorced, he was only told that he needed to pay $154.
I'm just trying to figure out how come she had absolutely no money. Now I understand why she had no money. Is your family in Maryland?
No, it is not.
Where's your family?
My family was in New York.
When you were living with your husband, were you living in New York or in Maryland?
In New York with my ex-husband.
So what did you move to Maryland for?
Maryland, I moved because I have friends there. Just wanted to start over with the kids in a better area.
Had you discussed that with your husband before you moved to Maryland?
With my ex-husband, I had never any contact once he left with the other woman. He never came back.
So he left you in New York?
He left me with the 3 kids, no money, an eviction notice, all the
So that's why you moved to Maryland?
Right.
Okay. Go ahead. So then she comes down to Florida.
So we advanced her the monies to come down to Florida.
How much in total did you advance her?
I advanced her a total of almost $9,000, which $2,400 was paid back. And that's where it stopped.
When did she stop making payments to you?
She stopped making payments through her ex-husband's child support in November
What do
of
you mean
2000.
through her ex-husband's child support? What does that mean?
What she was doing is turning over one of the child support checks to me as repayment for what I was advancing her.
Now, when they came down to Florida, your daughter-in-law and the 3 children, did you see them regularly?
Oh, yes, we saw them regularly.
That was a good
They were
thing.
a good part of their life.
And they still see them regularly.
No.
Yes, they
No,
do.
ma'am, we don't.
Yes,
No, ma'am, we don't.
September 8th, they took them to the movies and out to eat. Right after that, the week after, September 15th, my father-in-law took my 3 children to the library and got them library cards. Okay, they do see them. They
They
do.
may not see them the way they like to see them, but it's good at least that
Yes,
they see them.
they do
That's a
see
good,
them.
That's a good thing.
After that was when I was served, and they have not seen the children, and that was their choice. Never mind. My children have nothing to do with what's going on between us.
Well, that's
the
very-
grandparents.
That's very good.
And they have not called to see them.
You should.
No, we did, Your Honor. That's not
She's not
entirely
living in
true.
the house.
The last time I called her up, I said, I want to establish grandfather night again. I want to be able to take those kids out every Monday like I used to do before. And her word was, I'll think about it.
Your Honor, I'm being charged for every Monday that they took them
No,
out.
we're not,
No.
Your Honor.
Yes, they are.
Just a second.
Yes,
What do you
I
mean-
am.
what do you mean
If
being
you
charged?
look at the suit that they're charging me, they're charging me for times where they took them out to eat, paper goods, a birthday cake, a birthday present they bought them.
Something must have happened.
They are
What-
jealous of my mom. I can tell you
What
the whole
happened?
story.
All right, because something must have happened to you, because here you have good people,
Yes, very good, and I love them to death for
good
everything they
people
did.
who try to do the right thing. You call up and you say, this is not going well. I'm prepared to come to Florida, but I don't have any money. These don't look like really rich people, right?
Correct.
Right. So it's not as if the money was free-flowing. You did it because you wanted your only 3 grandchildren to have some sort of stability and security. So far they're okay. And for a long time, they were an integral part of the kids' lives. What I want to know is what happened to
tell you.
change that?
What happened was I came down here first with the children.
To Florida.
To Florida. And everything, like she said, was fine. There was never a verbal agreement of you have to pay me back. It was we are going to help you because we know that you're having a tough time with no child support from my ex-husband. When I came down, they had everything prepared, which turned out to be a lie.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Claire and Brian O'Connell are suing their former daughter-in-law, Lysandra Cruz, for a loan to move. The O'Connells say Lysandra is keeping them from seeing their grandchildren.
Go ahead.
The apartment that supposedly I have proof here that I paid the security and I paid the first month October rent and every rent after that. Once I got here, I took over all the bills, paying them, which I have every receipt and every proof that I have paid every single bill that was under her name.
Were you working?
Yes.
Was it a job that your mother-in-law had found for you?
Yes.
What kind of job?
It is a computer analyst for a bank.
Great.
Yeah.
And who takes care of the children? Who was
They
taking
go
care
to
of
the
children?
YMCA after-school program.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Okay. So everything was going okay. What started happening was she started meeting me every payday after work and made sure that I went to the bank with her and everything was paid like a little child. It was like a controlling thing started happening.
What was paid?
The phone bill, the light bill, the rent, everything, which I kept saying to her, I can do on my own. I am not a child. I know how to do this. She had the key to the house. She would come into the apartment while I was sleeping. She would come in while I was at work because neighbors would tell me, what was your mother-in-law doing in your apartment while you're working? Started getting very scary. I started calling my mother and telling her, Ma, this is really bad. They have total control of me. I cannot take this. I need help. The whole thing started was she wanted the family together in Florida because they wanted to grow up with the grandchildren.
I think that's
and
great.
everybody be together. That's what happened. Once my mother came down to Florida, she was going to stay with me until she found an apartment and a job. Well, this is where everything happened, where she got very jealous, my mother-in-law Claire, wanted me to charge my mother $300 a week for my mom to stay with me, which I refused. I said, this is my mother. I cannot charge my mother for staying with me. There is absolutely no way I could do it. She came to the house, confronted me in front of my mom, and said, speak up now, wanted me to tell my mother that she had to pay me to stay, plus the money was going to go to her, not me, even though I was paying the rent.
You mean to pay off this loan?
Supposedly what I owed her. It started all out of jealousy, ma'am. All out of jealousy, Your Honor. And it shouldn't have been this way, because I love them equally.
Oh, all terrible. All very sad. Are you working?
Yes, I am.
You live with your daughter and your 3 grandchildren, or do you have your own place?
I have my own place, and now she's living with me. And the
Stand
2
up.
children. Sorry.
Okay. So you left the apartment that your mother-in-law
I was
originally
thrown
found,
out.
and you moved into a new place with your mom.
I was thrown
When
out.
did you do that?
We left the
In
apartment
August.
in August.
Sounds to me like you are a very responsible, caring gal.
Very.
And not, hopefully, not let this interfere with your children having wonderful relationships with both of their sets of grandparents. So that's wonderful. And Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, I think that you're lovely people.
Yes, but it's not entirely true what she says,
It's
Your
not
Honor.
true what she says, Your Honor.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Miss Cruz, by her own statements, doesn't deny that she owes you some more money, that this was not a gift. Because if she was paying you back, then it's clear to me that it was the understanding between the two of you that the money that you advanced her would be returned when she could.
All right.
It's one of those unusual cases where you all sound like absolutely lovely people, and I'm not going to look at all of your bills and everything else, and I'm going to tell you why, Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, because I don't want you to say or do anything that will permanently alter the relationship that you have with your daughter-in-law. And you really have to make an arrangement so that they can see the kids
They
sort of
do.
regularly, and shouldn't allow this thing
You know,
here.
they do. What I am mostly afraid of, the last time they took my children, my daughter Jessica came back hysterical crying because as kids they do ask, Grandma, Grandpa, can you buy me this, can you buy me that? She asked them to buy her a sweater. Claire said, I will not buy your sweater because your mother gets child support. Now how can you tell a child that? My daughter came back hysterical crying. I am totally afraid for them to go with them.
They're not going to say that anymore. If they said it, maybe they need a reality check.
Your Honor, I said, excuse me, Jesse, I love you very much, but Grandma is all spent out, okay? All these times when Daddy wasn't sending the checks, Grandpa and I were paying for everything. I said, we don't have
How
any
old is
more
this
money.
child? How
She's
old
8
is-
years old, and I said, Jesse, I said, now your mommy is getting all of your daddy's child support,
Which
the
I am
current
not.
plus the back child support. I wish I could,
Miss
Jesse.
O'Connell, that is not a discussion that you have with an 8-year-old. Children should never, ever be involved with the finances in a family. Children, all they hear is, there's friction in my family, it's all over money, my
Children should
daddy.
never be heard then. The children.
Right. You're absolutely right. So even though you started out with, I love you very much, you did something very hurtful. Don't show me anything yet.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
I'm not finished.
I'm sorry.
So sometimes adults don't always do the right thing either.
This is what I'm saying. I'm very afraid.
They're not going to do it anymore. Promise?
Promise.
Promise?
Definitely promise, Your Honor.
Promise.
I love them to death. I love my
Promise.
grandchildren so much.
Maybe they didn't realize that it was hurtful to her, but they really have to have sort of a regular.
Yes.
You have any
I
problem
agree.
with that?
I know, I totally agree. I never did have a problem. They've always had the right to see, like I said, the kids. I never put the kids in the middle.
Good.
My understanding is that the children are not living with Lisa's mother any
They're
longer.
living with my mother.
Well, do you live with your mother?
Yes.
What makes you think not?
My son, when he came down for a visit, he went over there and says that Lisa is getting another apartment somewhere. She's been saving the child support money to get an apartment.
Listen to me. There ain't that much to save.
Thank you.
She's not becoming rich
No one
on
said
the
she's
amount of
becoming
child
rich.
support that your son is sending to her. Believe me. Listen to me, folks. These children are the innocents. And whatever other agendas everybody has, you have to make sure that the innocents aren't made to feel any worse. Here, they had a wonderful relationship with you. All of a sudden, that's taken away from them because of a dispute amongst adults having nothing to do with them. So these children, if you want them to grow up emotionally secure, you better stop the bickering. Now, Miss Cruz, you owe the O'Connells some money, okay? Because I find that this was not a gift, but it was a loan that they made to you as you could repay them. Now I'm going to hear your counterclaim. Let me hear it.
Your Honor, first of all, I gave in my car when I first moved to Florida in order to get another car. Because of my divorce with my ex-husband and loans that he had, my credit history is no good. They, in turn, say, we will put the car under our name and you make all the payments. Well, Your Honor, that's exactly what I did. Now, when they turned around and got angry with my mom for the jealousy bit with the grandma thing, they went and they stole the car. We went outside and the car was gone.
Okay, you took it back. When did you take it back?
Okay, we took it back August 1st of this year, and the reason that we took it back, Your Honor, is because she had said to my husband, I don't want anything to do with you, I'm not paying you any more monies, leave me alone, don't have anything to do with me.
So you acknowledge that she had made all the payments on this car?
All the payments except for one, Your Honor.
Okay.
She made all the payments except for one.
For virtually all the payments on this car. Is that right?
Correct.
So the reason you took it back is because she said to you, I'm not giving you any more money.
Exactly.
What did you do with the car?
We have it. We're using it.
Did that leave her without a car?
Yes, it did leave her without a car.
Why would you do that?
Because she said to me she's not giving us any more money, she's not making any more payments to us.
So you took back the car?
Yes.
As payment for this loan?
No, Your Honor.
Separate.
No, Your Honor, it's separate.
No, Your Honor, they
No, it's not separate.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. She had abused privileges that I gave her. She was ruining my credit with FPL. She
Your
ruined,
Honor, I have
she
No,
ruined my
I'm
credit.
talking about car.
Okay.
Car.
Nope.
Car. How much did you invest in the car in total?
$3,000, Your Honor. And
No,
every
Your
single
Honor,
thing
that's
is
not
here.
true.
Yes,
That's not
it
true,
is.
Your Honor.
Every money order is here. You can
Your
count
Honor,
it
that's not
yourself.
true, Your Honor.
You can count it yourself, Your Honor.
That's not true.
Well, how much,
Your
let me
Honor?
ask you this question. How much money do you say that she has paid into the car?
Okay, $231 for 9 payments. So she used the car in June and hasn't paid me money for that.
that money.
No. Don't fight, please. I didn't want there to be any fighting. You also include your insurance in
Yes,
that bill.
that's
I'm just
not
talking about the car payments.
And that's not counting my car that I gave in, the 1994 Taurus.
And how much did you get for that?
$400 they put towards the bill of the car.
Okay. So all this started a whole bunch of problems. All started because you say your mother-in-law, they got jealous. She wanted you to charge your mother rent in order to pay her back faster. You said no. They got annoyed. To make a long story short, you've paid in $2,079 on the car. In addition, $400 you got as a trade-in for your old car. You had the use of this car, but you took this car back sort of in partial payment of whatever debt she owed you. So I'm deducting that from the cost of the $5,000. And I want to tell you something else. I think that you're not being terribly smart, the O'Connells. If Miss Cruz is saying what she means, which is she cares for you both, and that she's really very sorry for all of these bad things that happened between the two of you, and these are your only 3 grandchildren, I would, as my grandson would say, suck it up. Because I think you're making a big mistake for taking this any further. In any event, I find that she does not owe you the $5,000 that you're requesting. I am doing a set-off with the counterclaim. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,571. That is it.
We're also suing for our computer, Your Honor, which she has that we want back.
They gave that to their grandson.
Goodbye.
तो हेलो दोस्तों, आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल में। और बताइए आप लोग कैसे हैं? आशा करते हैं आप लोग बहुत ही अच्छे होंगे और अच्छे रहिए, यहाँ रहे स्वस्थ मस्त बढ़िया रहिए। हम लोग बहुत ही बढ़िया हैं, बहुत ही अच्छे हैं और आप लोग की आशीर्वाद एक दिन 2 दिन कट रहा है और ऐसे ही हंसते खींचते कटते रहे। और आप लोग अच्छे रहिए, जहाँ भी रहिए। आप लोग कमेंट करके बताइएगा जरूर अच्छे हैं कि नहीं। हम लोग बहुत ही अच्छे हैं, बहुत ही अच्छे। चलिए, आज मुझे भाभी कुछ गिफ्ट दे रही हैं, तो ऐसे ही बन रहे ब्लॉग में देखते हैं हमारी भाभी मेरे लिए क्या लेके आई हैं, मेरे बक्से में से क्या निकाल रही हैं, मुझे क्या दे रही हैं। तो ठीक है, ऐसे ही बने रहिए। बहुत ही प्यारा गिफ्ट है, भाभी बोली है कि अभी आपको दिखाएंगे नहीं, तो सोचे आपसे छोटा सा ब्लॉग झगड़े में देखते हैं आप लोग कॉमेडी वीडियो में कि हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा झगड़ा करते हैं। ऐसी कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग से बहुत ज़्यादा, मुझे भाभी बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार करती हैं। मेरे लिए क्या लेके आई हैं अभी मेरे को भी नहीं पता। तो चलिए देखते हैं। फिर अभी शूट हो रहा है कॉमेडी थोड़ा सा वीडियो। तो दोस्तों, अभी मेरी भाभी मेरे लिए इतना सारी साड़ी लहंगा निकाली है मेरे लिए। और ये भाई पर्स निकाली है वो हमको देंगे पर्स पट्टे दे दोस्तों। या हमको लग रहा है झूठ बोल दिया कि भाभी मेरी हमसे प्यार करती है, लेकिन 24 घंटा लड़ाई चलती रहती है हम दोनों में। तो ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ऐसे हम लोग मस्ती कर रहे हैं। ये साड़ी मेरे लिए है, ये भी सब मेरा है, सब अपने घर ले जाएंगे। ऐसे बने रहिए। तो फाइनली मेरा पर्स मुझे मिल गया झगड़ा लड़ाई करने के बाद। और ये पर्स में मतलब कहीं जाऊंगी तो लगा के जाऊंगी, याद रहेगा कि मुझे साड़ी भाभी दी है। हाइयो हमरे है, हाइयो ये साड़ियों हमरे है। दोस्तों हमारी भाभी को इतना कोई सामान नहीं, अपने घर जाएंगे तो सब लेके जाएंगे। तो मसाले से निकाल रही थी तो हमको मिल गया, तो बोली सलोनी तुम ले लो। और देखिए
फोटो डाल लो।
हमको 2 ठो मिला है, प्रिया भाभी को 1 ठो मिलेगा, क्योंकि भाभी हमसे बहुत ज्यादा प्यार करते हैं। तो आप लोग को कैसा लगा हमारा पर्स कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर बताइएगा। भाभी कुछ कहा चाहता हूँ, हम निक के बात नहीं दोस्तों। आप लोग पता है कि भाभी के अंदर ननद की तारीफ नहीं हो सकती, आपको पता है, ठीक है। तो ऐसे ही मस्ती हो रहा था। ठीक है, बाय बाय, मिलता है नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। बाय बाय।